Yo.
Hello! Y'all, welcome back to Fate's End.
I love that hello with the cellos in the background.
Oh, right.
Just the...
Welcome back to Fate's End, a Dungeons & Dragons game driven by fate. I will be your tale weaver for the evening, and this will be a beautiful cast. We are back. We missed you all so very much. It's just, every time we have a week off, it just feels like we haven't played in years. Let's get into our announcements. First of all, we want to shout out Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com for the ambience that we use in our shows from time to time. We also want to shout out Nine Realms Gaming, our partner. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. You can visit ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code Lyre10 to get 10% off your purchase. We also want to shout out Sirenscape for the ambient sounds, music, and their online player that we use on stream. We do use their sounds from time to time as well. You can follow us on social media with Command Socials and check out Ink and Lyre on all of our social channels, or if you want to follow the cast, you can use Command FateCast and you can follow the entire cast of Fate's End. We currently have a community challenge going on. Make sure to contribute your scrolls in chat to see the Fate's End in-character Twitter account come to life and see your favorite characters from Fate End tweet. You ever wonder what Snog would tweet if he was on Twitter? You ever wonder what Esperise would tweet if she was on Twitter? We're gonna be making this Twitter. The entire cast is going to be tweeting to it, as well as NPCs. And if you want to see that come to fruition, put those scrolls in the chat. I believe we're at 87%. Somebody can update me on that. I don't have my phone with me right now. Somebody can chime in.
Like
89 now.
89. We are at 89%. We're very close to hitting our community challenge. So donate those scrolls if you want to see that. Also, did you miss out on our Kickstarter? Well, the pre-order store is now live. You can head on over to our pre-order shop and grab Stargazer's Guide to Aurora and any of the awesome items from our Kickstarter campaign right now. That is Command Pre-Order, Daniel. Other than that, tonight, Esperise is going to be recapping us for the last episode of Fate's End. So, that being said, the time has come. Let's draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End.
Long time since I've been in Dawn's Rise. I've been traveling with a group of, well, I suppose you could call them adventurers, maybe? No, you would never think that but let me tell you all that has happened since I last saw you. Last time, on Fate's End. My good friend, Ludan, had discovered some untruths in his life. Another companion, Uramir, had just left the party to spend time with his family, and no sooner had he stepped off our ship than Ludan had turned to us to share his unimaginable news.
The person I was actually raised by was Lavie.
I'm sorry, who?
Lavie.
So that's how they know.
Lavie.
The god Lavie?
God Lavie. And, he changed my memories. And he made my father leave my mother. And he watched her die and took her place.
We did our best to be supportive. Most of us, and some with more grace than others.
Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't question how I know or why I might not know, but maybe question why would Lavie do something like that, since, he is your god.
Well, that's a question too. Why would he? He doesn't just go to people and raise them. He's never said much about you. He said a few things, but...
Like what?
Well, he mentioned that you lied, and it was true.
I don't think that Lavie would do something like this without purpose, and maybe we can ask him later, and
Yeah.
next time we see him. But
I thought the situation was handled exceptionally poorly, particularly by Samson and by Finnalai, and I told them so. Finnalai does not want to be thought of as a child, so I will expect him to act like an adult.
See you guys tomorrow. He'll walk off to his room and grab half of the letters that he's been writing. One of the oil lanterns, and he'll pull out the bow that Lavie gave him. And off to the side of the ship, we'll make sure no one is looking. He'll take out his water pail and pour a little circle around it. Put all the letters that he was going to give to his mother when he found her, about their journey and about like all these wonderful people that he met. Throw them on the ground. Take the bow, the archbane, and he'll take off the top and bottom piece of Logan's wristband and place them in the center of the letters. And he'll take the bow, break it in half, place it in the middle, pour some of the oil out from one of the lanterns, grab one of his fire arrows, and just put it straight in the middle and set the whole thing ablaze.
Luden is my brother now. I have felt sometimes that there is not anyone in his life looking out for him, and it sounds now like no one has had his best interests at heart since he was 4 years old. If the gods will not care for him, I will. We continued our voyage to Acacia. I know that Finnalai spoke with his newfound father, something about borrowing books, I think, and Praeria and Samson had a private conversation. They are both very private people.
I know that. I know that I am not as old as you are or as wise in these things. I know that the realities of what we're doing is going to be a lot more than I could imagine. I know that you don't have to imagine these things. And I am thankful. I am thankful that you would continue to do these things that you hate. I am thankful that you hate them.
it's awful. And I think at that point Samson cries just a little bit. Just
Mostly I am thankful that you told me. Although I do not always want the person who has to do these things to be you, I know
hope
that.
it's I hope it's not always me either. Yeah.
Good.
It was really not too long at all until we arrived in Acacia, and then at Dawn's Rise. Until I got to come home.
Dawn's Rise is one of the greatest cities in all of Acacia. Surrounded and protected by clay and iron mixed, flat-topped mesas. And buttes that surround the entirety of the entire city. Looks like mountain ranges that cast a deep glow of rust upon the outer guard towers of the city. I'll show you all Dawn's Rise. As that takes a million years to load.
It's huge!
There are only 2 gateways into the city. one at the northwest and one at the southwest end. After that, a large, wide river encircles the entire city, fed from an underground spring, an oasis in this desert. And this feeds toward the center of the city with mesmerizing aqueducts that spiral out with lush vegetation dripping from them. The river and aqueducts divide the city into various districts, and at the center of the city, the most defining feature stands tall, high into the clouds and steadfast, the rising sundial, and the capital of Dawn's Rise.
I am embarrassed to admit how uncourteous I have been. I had not forewarned Arete of our plans of arrival, so of course the state needed some time to prepare before we could invade their space. We filled the hours with some light shopping. Finnalai dyed his hair green and pierced his ears. He looks very handsome and recognizable from great distances. Luden and Prearia let myself and my treasured acquaintance, Monique Leclerc, walk them through their color seasons and styling options. Luden ended up in this stunning blue ensemble, and I really think Monique outdid herself with all of Prearia's hidden pockets for various rocks, I think, and mosses and the like. Small knives, maybe. Then Samson and Finnalai requested we visit a different sort of shop.
Hey, you can have a free sample with a purchase, too.
Okay, let's buy something, guys.
Oh, let me show you what we got here on stock. Right here now, here's an elderberry pie. This one is a favorite, and it is what I like to refer to, a classic. You eat this pie, and you turn your whoever eats it to the eldest stages of their life.
Samson, you could eat it. Your true form.
Over here.
For how long?
Torture pies.
It's only 24 hours, but they turn into an old geezer.
Guys, think of the possibilities. That could be great for disguises.
Then he's creating torture pies.
You also get advantage
That's
to
all
your
these are.
intimidation checks and advantage to your persuasion checks. It's called Off My Lawn and Butterscotch Candies.
I was a bit brusque again, letting Finnalai know that if he even attempted to use one of those items during dinner this evening, he would need to find different accommodations during our stay in Dawn's Rise. He promised to be patient, and I should be patient too. When we arrived at the house of Arete, his children, my siblings, were there. A very pleasant surprise to see Polai and Dias as always.
We actually, we just returned from Digbrand. On business, of course, with Lord Burnsilver, Lord of Trade, Overseer of the Barter's Ward and Digbrand's Trade. He mentioned seeing you in the Den of Honor, the Firefly from Hell. That is quite something. We are just so very proud of you. We always knew you would be recognized for your talents in time, Esperis.
Well, thank you. It is so kind of him to mention me. I am glad to hear that he had good things to say.
Of course.
And what do you two do
Always.
for a living? You know,
We-
Esperis has saved our lives plenty of times. What do you guys
We
do?
run the accounts for our father's business. We are very ingrained in the trade of the House of Arete. And Endius, as Paula is talking, Endius kind of looks over at your bag, Finnalai. The one strap kind of dangling and frayed, the other strap holding on with what little is left. Oh my goodness, that must be so uncomfortable. Please, you must let me fetch someone to the market. Get you a new bag that isn't frayed or broken. A bag of holding, perhaps? And then Endius kind of looks at Esperis and then back at you, Finnalai. I am so sorry that you had to carry that around like that. Please, I insist. A new bag, you deserve it. It's the least we can do after you carrying it like that all the way to Dawn's Rise.
They were most welcoming, even if my friends had slightly lower opinions of them. They just have not yet had the chance to grow acclimated to one another, I'm sure. Arete, of course, was wonderful.
And as soon as he sees you, he just rushes over and just embraces you.
I embrace him back.
My diamond, You are home! What a surprise and such a blessing! I have had the house cook some of your favorites, my diamond, and you simply must tell me about your adventures. You simply must. I have missed you so, my diamond.
Thank you so much, Rete. That is so very kind. May I introduce you to, these are my companions, Samson, Martis, Prearia, Finnalai, Gluten Archbane, and this is our friend, Ami. We met very briefly within DICEY and Paula. They were on their way out, but...
Yes, they did leave. But you bring friends! I apologize for not seeing you all sooner. I was overcome with happiness. Welcome to my humble home, please. It is an honor of mine to have you here. I am your most humble host, Rete. Please, if there's anything you need, the house staff will assist you. You of course must be tiresome from such a long journey. Please take a seat. I've had the kitchen prepare a very special celebratory dinner as we are all reunited once more.
I am, as always, very grateful that such a kind man is in my life and has extended the generosity towards me that he has. He has asked me to ask Remblaze if I can come. I don't mean to sound ungrateful to my god. I am already a poor servant, but I cannot say I fully understand why I was sent on this mission in the first place. I know that he is the god of non-interference. I know that it is not his place to answer questions, and the true believer would find meaning in the ineffability of what is said before them. I still have questions. But this is a joyful time to see my family, to see the temple soon, to speak to the mayor, to return Cassius's memories, to move forward on the path Remblaze has set me on. And I am joyful, and I am grateful. But I still have questions for him.
And we are back. Oop, let me fix this real quick. There we go.
Spit it out.
Only the untainted can enter the sacred.
All right, let's jump back in. So, you all awake, completely refreshed from a delightful night's rest. The perfumes from the sheets and pillows permeate your own clothes a little, and you sit up in bed and notice that your clothes have already been washed and pressed and folded neatly at the foot of your bed. You notice 2 to 3 servants in your room. One of the house servants stands on the other side of a paneled screen covered in painted rice paper, and you see steam rising from the other side of the screen as the servant pours carafes of hot, steaming water into a bath basin. Another servant begins to scoop peach-colored rose petals from a woven basket, sprinkling them atop the steaming water. He hands the basket to the other servant, and a vial of salts are poured into the water next. Lastly, a vial of oils, dark blue, and it smells of chamomile and rose as the steam begins to fill the room. And as you stir from sleep, they take notice, finish their work, bow their heads, and go stand at the doorway with fresh linens to dry and assist you when you finish.
Luden is first of all alarmed at how he didn't wake up to have with these servants in his room. Secondly, Ludin will like check and see. He's like, oh my god, my clothes, they took my clothes too. How in the... And so he gets dressed. He doesn't take any bath, like any of that stuff. And he looks at them and he immediately just takes the linens. It says, thank you. And just waits for them to leave.
When you bow your head and say thank you, they just very quietly bow their head back and they leave the room.
All right, he'll stick his head out either way, close his door back, and then sit down and just try and go over in his mind where he screwed up with not hearing them. And that's how his morning is going to go.
Losing your touch, Ludin. What happened?
I swear. What if Finn sneaks into my room and
what if
crawls on my face again?
How do you know he hasn't?
Mm.
Did you check your face in the mirror, Ludin, before you went down?
Runs to the mirror.
Ooh, a raid already from Dire Bear GM.
Thank you, Dire Bear.
Thank you,
Shout out to
Bear.
Dire Bear GM
We love you.
for the raid. Shout them out in chat there.
Vampire hearts, because Halloween never ends here.
They haven't been updated yet. But yes, vampires never
One Halloween around her.
Yes, never ends. All right.
Esperise will go back to her room to take a bath before coming downstairs for breakfast.
All right. The rest of you, if you choose to partake in this luxurious bath.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like, if Samson was wearing clothes while he was asleep, he's no longer doing so and making his way to the bath.
Thank you for that picture.
Those of you who enjoy it, it's relaxing. Your sore muscles from the long travel all the way to dawn's rise. The steam just fills your lungs and just opens your sinuses, and it just is so relaxing and welcoming. Some of you probably almost fall asleep all over again. But once you finish, you are refreshed. You smell like chamomile and peach roses, and you all just... There's like a glow about you now. And each of you now gain a +1 temporary to charisma.
Oh.
Well,
I don't need.
When you do a long...
+1 to charisma?
Yeah.
2 charisma checks.
Yes, 2 charisma checks, sorry.
Oh yeah. Guess who has a +14 to persuasion checks?
And then at the end of a long rest, that will end.
Never go to sleep.
Never sleeping again.
As you guys make your way downstairs to breakfast, I need intelligence checks from everyone except Esperise.
Because Esperise already knows.
Okay.
Esperise already knows.
I don't know what I know, but I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got
So smart this morning, guys.
a 19.
Good lord, you all
22.
rolled amazing except
Praria
Praria.
did not. She's
Oh,
too
I'm
relaxed.
so sorry,
She's
Praria.
living her
She's
best
still
life.
half asleep.
Ludin's on edge.
So everyone but Praria everyone but Praria succeeds. Those of you unfamiliar with etiquette, Praria, you make your way back. You make your way back to the formal dining room in the morning, and you sit there for a while. Nobody comes into this room. Esperise, you know that breakfast is not taken in the formal dining room. It is taken in the breakfast room, a more casual room for very casual meals.
Rooms.
And those of you familiar with etiquette that rolled high enough, you either are familiar with it enough, or you ask the servants where to go, and you're directed to the breakfast room and are led accordingly. Esperise, noticing...
Finn read about this in one of his erotic, poor woman kidnapped by lordly noble fiction works.
Yes.
No, Esperise taught me that like week 3. That was child's play. I knew exactly where to go.
So Prairie, you sit all by yourself.
I wouldn't let
chilling.
I wouldn't let Praria go to the wrong place. If she starts heading that way, I'll go catch her. Like, no, Breakfast is over here.
This is not where we eat?
It's different. I know it's weird.
Why?
No one knows. Literally no one knows. It's crazy.
Samson doesn't know.
Actually, I know. It's because it's called the breakfast room.
Finn is wrong.
You all take a seat. All of our meat eaters are served Scotch quail eggs with rosemary and thyme. And the Scotch eggs, for those of you who aren't familiar, are essentially eggs wrapped in meat and deep fried. On the side, you are given a plate of brie with fresh figs and pomegranates. And for you, Finnalai, fresh crepes are made tableside and served with panna cotta and honey. You're brought special saffron-infused syrup to drizzle atop your crepes, if you so wish to do so yourself, or the servant will pour it on for you. But you are just brought this beautiful, just delicious breakfast before you all, as Arete greets you all very, very warmly.
Good morning, Arete.
Yes, I trust you all slept well. Yes, please, eat. You have a long day ahead of you, I am sure.
Are the siblings there? Good. All right, I'll eat. Happy.
I do apologize, Paulai and Diaz. They had left and had breakfast quite early. This business, I apologize for that.
Of course, it makes complete sense. I do hope that their dealings are going well.
Yes. But let us enjoy this morning, and yes. Anything you need, the servants will attend to you, yes.
Thank you. He's gonna dump 2 gallons of syrup on his crepes. These are like paper pancakes. I love these. They're so cool. I can eat 3 of them all at once.
I'm guessing Finnalai's just shoveling crepes into his face, and Arete is just smiling, and the servants are just kind of looking at one another, and you see those of you with very high passive and perception see these servants are kind of holding some linens, and they're like, should we go give him some more napkins, or they've
no need. I have my shirt. I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that.
And then after they kind of argue for a moment, they kind of walk over and they just kind of very neatly fold a napkin, a couple more napkins at your side, and just very back away slowly.
Oh, thanks.
Syrup. And they just kind of nod, give you respectfully.
Well, I was hoping today we might go to the temple today, Dawn's Respite, and try to make an appointment with the mayor for our friend Ami, of course.
Okay.
All right, fantastic.
Sounds good.
Should we go
Speaking
there?
of, where is he? Is he here?
Yeah, Cassius is here. He's sitting at the table, and
Does he know what a breakfast room is?
He invented the breakfast room.
He slept here.
He knows.
He slept here.
He followed Finnalai. He's sitting next to Finnalai.
Did you enjoy your smelly bath too, Cassius?
Actually, it was quite nice. I wasn't expecting it in the morning.
It was really nice.
Thank you,
so sneaky.
Master Arete, for the charitable and humbleness of your home. It's absolutely beautiful.
Is this every morning here?
Are you asking Arete, or are you asking Esperise?
Both of them.
Okay.
Well, of course, there is a little bit more formality when there are guests. I have not lived here in quite some time, so I don't know if things have changed.
Oh. It was very nice, yeah.
Well, having guests, of course, we make sure to keep you taken care of and anything that you require. But we do eat in the breakfast room most of the days. But the formal dining room, of course, Last night was a very joyous occasion of being reunited with my diamond. And of course, meeting all of you.
Yes. Yes, we cannot thank you enough for your hospitality. I thank you so very much. It's been absolutely lovely. Hopefully by the time we talk to the mayor, we will have a better idea of how long we will be in Dawn's Rise, and we will keep you completely abreast of this information.
Esprit will continue to make polite, pointless conversation with Arete through breakfast.
Ludin will definitely, probably like 3/4 through breakfast, excuse himself and head to the barn.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's gonna...
To dog the stonk.
Yeah, he's gonna get Snog some berries.
You, as you open the door, you just, like, there's like a... You go to open the barn door and just it hits something and there's like a...
Yeah. I'll go ahead and
you
cast
just
my...
kind of like squeeze by and you see Snog was sitting right in front of the door.
Speak with animals, my one for the day, and I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Berry man, Snog, sit, Snog, wait, Berry man.
All right, here you go.
Snog, I think may not come back.
I promised I'd come back, buddy.
Well, Snog is just here, Snog, and Snog is usually not just Snog. Snog is with berries and tall one and smells and Volpas and Berry man.
Oh, do you want to come be with us, buddy?
Yes, Snog wants to be with you.
All right. Well, I can ask Smells if you can come to church with us.
What church?
I have no idea, buddy. I kind of don't want to go myself, but
Berries at church?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Snog want to go to church.
Okay. Come on. And he'll just open up the door.
He just kind of like clip-clops out of the the barn.
This is a betrayal that will not be forgotten.
And he will cast Good Berry. And he'll give Snog 2 good berries. And he'll put the rest of the 8 in his pocket.
He just nuzzles his little wet nose into your hand and just kind of like...
Awesome.
Snog is not hungry now, but Snog want more.
He'll just pat him on his head, and he'll stay like out in the front. He's not gonna take Snog inside the house. He doesn't know the rules, and nobody asked, so he's just gonna chill out front until everybody comes out and train with Snog. So he might like shoot an arrow and let Snog go get it, and attach like a berry to it.
Okay, so when you first shoot the arrow and there isn't a berry on it, like Snog just sits and just like... Because he has no idea what he's just watching.
Then he'll attach he'll do this, because I assume it's like animal species.
He'll see you take the berry out, and like he'll just kind of walk back over to you, and you stick it on, and he just like, his eyes don't leave it, and then you just kind of like pull it back and let it go. It goes flying, and he just goes... he just takes out like... and just like peels out after it.
He's exercising.
Exactly.
For the first time ever.
He's a big pig, guys. We gotta get him. We gotta get him a little exercise. And yeah, I'll do that until everybody comes back out, and I'll waste another 5 good berries on that, so I'll have like 3 left.
Okay.
Oh, while we're sitting at breakfast and Esprit is in peaceful and polite conversations with Arete, I'm gonna lean over to Thin, quietly whisper, like, "Hey, what's up?"
Well, I don't know. Just eating these pancakes, I guess. What do you mean, right? What's up?
Like, what do you think about Arete over there and this whole place?
Well, this place is really big, and I'm kind of surprised Esprit grew up here, you know? Like, it's really empty. And I really think he's really nice, though. He seems like he really loves her.
He seems so nice, right? Like just the right amount of nice that to not be like overly nice, you know? Just like, I don't know. It's like the kind of place you want to come home for the holidays for, and not like an obligation. You just want to be there, you know?
Yeah, he's really sweet. Her siblings, though? I don't know.
We can deal with them, though. They'll be fine. I don't think they're around much. They didn't come to breakfast, so they're probably written out the will anyway, you know?
I think they just don't want to be around Esprit.
Why would anyone not want to be around Esprit?
Well, you saw the way they looked at her.
Huh. Speaking of people we're not sure about, how are you feeling about Lavie lately? I know there's a lot going on with Luden and stuff. I just want to know how you're feeling. I want to check in on that.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm feeling okay, I guess. I haven't gotten to talk to him yet, but I still plan to.
That's it?
Well, I can't make an opinion yet until I talk to him, you know? Like, I'm sure you're the one that said he had a reason, and I believe that too.
He might, and he might not.
Definitely does. Lavie always has a reason.
How do you know?
Because I know Lavie. I know him. I talk to him all the time. I mean, I think so anyway.
Finn, I have found that you're almost right about everything all the time. There's like, you never really think about stuff, you just kind of do. And when you do that, everything's fine. So not thinking about it, not thinking about Lavie, and not thinking about knowing what he did to Luden here, what does your gut tell you about him? Instinctually, you know? How do you feel?
I guess I'm a little upset about it, if I'm to be honest. I don't know. Like, I just think it's really... it's not great what he did to Luden. And though I think there might be a reason for it, I hope it's a good reason, because it's really not great. And honestly, I'm wondering why he would, you know, show up for Luden. You know, like, why would he do that for him? Raise him till he was young? It seems strange, you know? Like, a lot of effort.
It does. It's just, and I guess my question is, can we still trust him? Can we still trust Lavie?
Well, I guess my question to you would be, have you ever trusted Lavie? No one in this party really has, except for me.
Yeah, I don't.
So do you mean we, or do you mean me?
No, I mean you, because I don't know Lavie, and you do, and I trust you. I know you make good decisions, and I trust what you think. So, do you still trust Lavie?
Yes, I still trust him. I still think, as terrible as it might seem to us, he did the right thing. We might not understand it yet, but I have to believe what he did was for the better for Luden and for us. I trust him.
All right, then. I'm glad. If that ever changes, you let me know, okay?
Okay. You'll be the first I let know.
Okay. Can I try a crepe?
Sure.
I don't do food a lot, so, but I don't want to be rude, you know?
If you fold it like this with your fork and then stab it in the middle, it helps. Otherwise, it gets all floppy.
I stab it the way to make it all floppy and then try to eat it, and it does really poorly. But with etiquette, just badly eating grapes.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
Before we head out to the temple, unless anybody else has anything else they want to do, I'm gonna.
I was gonna say, Ludin, while he's outside, was gonna ask one of the servants where a post office was.
Oh my god! Okay.
One of the servants would have said, "Oh, I can deliver that for you if you'd like."
I'd like to personally deliver it myself, if possible.
Oh, of course, if you so desire. It is down in the edge of the Rose District, right next to the bridge.
Next to the bridge. Awesome. All right, thank you. And he'll just keep playing with Snog. And he will write that down, just so he doesn't forget.
Okay.
Before we head out and join Ludin, I'm gonna pull Finn aside just very quickly. I'll hug her, goodbye and everything, but just to Finnalai, if I could just have a word before we head out.
Sure. Everybody wants to talk to me this morning. What's up?
Here, I'll have a step away so we're not super in hearing distance, just because I think Finn might want this to be private. Just to let you know, there is a member of the temple who is, he's an elder there, and he is like you. I mean, he is from where you are from. I just wanted you to be prepared in case you might like to avoid him. I remember it is something that you have some anxiety about.
How do you know that he's from where I'm from? Wait, you know where I'm from?
I don't think that you want. It's not something that we have to discuss at length if you're not comfortable with it. But I know where he is from, and he looks like you. So.
Okay. I guess thanks for letting me know. That's really strange. I mean, I guess the only person I've met like that was Addie.
Yes, he, with the flowers and everything. He's very kind, but if you would like to borrow Urimir's gift so that you maybe do not, ring any bells for him, or, but just so that you are prepared in case.
I think it'll be okay. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. And if he wants to talk to me, well, I guess we can have a conversation.
Yes, he's a very kind man who also, if you want to talk about that with him, I'm sure he would be very happy to do so. But I just wanted you to know.
So you've known this whole time?
It was not, you did not seem to want to talk about it.
It's just interesting, like not a lot of people know about that place that I'm from.
It's a little bit out of the way, yes. And most people, there is very little travel to and from, and very few people who are from there, from what I know. I'm not educated on it in any way. I just know the one person.
Yeah, not a lot of people tend to leave.
Yeah. Are you ready, or?
Right, yes. I just have to go back to the room real quick and grab something. I'll be right there.
I'm not going to do an insight check. I'm just going to be... I think I have some expectations for what Finn might be grabbing, but I'm going to keep that in myself.
Esperisa's face is enough. She's just like...
Hey, Priya, you want to go get Barbucks while we wait for all of them?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's go.
I like the energy beans.
Yes. Ludin does too. Let's go get him. Ludin, we're going to Barbucks.
Come.
Have fun.
Gosh.
Oh, I see you got snunk.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
Let's give Snonk Barbucks.
Let's not.
There goes the pet snonk.
Snog
Scritches behind his ears.
Snog accepts Scritches with an eagerness.
Yes.
Where's Finn? Let's hurry up and get out of here.
He is grabbing something from his room.
And meeting us at Barbucks.
Well, he doesn't know that you're
Yeah,
going to.
did you guys talk to him about going to Barbucks?
We can get Barbox. There's the Barbox on every block. We can grab it on the way to the temple once Finn comes downstairs. It'll be just a moment.
Okay. So are we waiting on Finn or are we going to Barbucks?
It will be
We're
just
waiting
a
on Finn. We'll just wait on Finn.
Finnalai, what are you doing then?
I'm gonna send off my letter to Cyprian real quick.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's
Okay,
waiting.
you're not bringing the ooze pie to my sacred temple.
Oh no, he wait, is my bag actually delivered into my room?
Yeah. It's like a cruise ship.
Right. So he does shove those things into his bag. Make no mistake. But then he takes out his quill real quick and he jots down a quick letter. Would you like me to read it? It's not that long.
Yeah.
All right. Cyprian. So much has happened in the last few months. I'm sorry I've been quiet for a while. As it turns out, our ship was captained by the one and only Arun Thorn, Revenier's son, Lord of Saltstone, and also my dad. It's a long, long story. Next time we meet up, we can talk about it if you like. Do you not celebrate your own birthday? Even with so many of them, I imagine it would be fun to at least keep the tradition. I think most mortals celebrate it because we're happy to be alive. Sure, it's 1 year closer to death, as you say, but it's also 1 year death has yet to come. I'm sorry that my offer won't work, though. About you and Cassius. I've never encountered a spell called Wish, but it sounds terrifying. I've been thinking more and more these days how magic can improve our lives so much one moment and completely break us in the next. It's a power I'm not sure anyone truly deserves, but we have it anyway, and we do with it what we think is best. I would be very interested in hearing your tale one day, how you were cursed and why someone would want to make you a stranger to Cassius. It must have been a very personal and very cruel thing. I can't see you committing a crime worthy of that kind of punishment. I hope you're doing well. We've landed in Dawn's Rise and we'll be here for a while, so I'll see you soon. Finn.
Clicks the pen. Sends it off like a text message.
Yes. And then he puts it in his bag and rushes out.
You go and rejoin
Are you guys sure you don't want to go to Barbucks?
It'll be-
Finn's taking a long
I'm here! I'm here, don't leave without me! Sorry. Wiping the ink
No,
off
you're
his
fine.
hands.
Did you
we were-
have to get your bag or something?
Yeah, I had to get my bag. I take my bag everywhere with me. And it's fixed, look! The strap is all attached.
It is.
Good.
Did you lose it on the way or something? Like, that's just like a grab and go, Finn.
They put it in a place that I didn't see immediately, so I had to look.
You know, they're sneaky. I can believe that. Let's go.
Are we?
Are you
coming?
suggesting that Paulai and Endias like fixed it themselves?
Yes, they took the sewing needle and they
No
stitched
way!
it, so.
You know they had someone do that.
So
silly.
is Snonk coming with us?
Snonk, you're there. Where have you been all this time?
Wait,
Wait.
do you want us to leave him here?
Wait.
Isn't the church for everybody?
It is. Yes. Service animals and emotional support animals.
You know, I
are
could
welcome.
hang out with him outside the church if you need me.
No. It's absolutely fine. Animals are welcome within the church. So.
He supports us emotionally. He can come.
There are some areas, private meditation rooms where perhaps Snonk is maybe not a good fit, but in the public areas, absolutely, it's fine.
Is there like a mud pit?
No. No, there's not a mud pit, but I can ask to see. I'll ask to see if perhaps in the last year they have added any sort of pet facility.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a piggy daycare anywhere?
Oh, I saved a few crepes for you, Snog. He pulls it out of his pocket. Sticky. Dripping.
And he just shoves his face and just engulfs and just devours all of the crepes. And his face is now all sticky.
They're really good, aren't they? All right, let's go.
I feel like for the first time in the history of this house, it's gonna have ants.
It's gonna have ants.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
All right.
All right, we go to Barbucks.
You go to Barbucks, you get your drinks. God, I hate that I made Barbucks canon so much.
We order Snog a piglet cup.
A piggy cup.
It's just whipped cream. That's all.
Luden's just outside with Snog. So confused on why they.
I got you a Trenta water, your usual order.
Yeah, okay, he just takes the cup off and just pours it in his water skin. Like, guys, this.
Ludan, that's special water. You can't just mix it with the other water. It's Barbucks water.
Sparkling. Like,
Get it, guys.
Ion balanced.
It's just water. Like, it's water. Let's go.
I give Ludan a look like so uncultured. I drink mine with a pinky out.
He doesn't care. You guys are addicted to caffeine. It doesn't make sense.
Are we going to the temple now?
All right.
You're the boss.
We are going to the temple now.
On the way, I stop and I buy one of those elderberry pies.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay, I don't have it up with me right now, but
I pay whatever the gold is. It's fine. I tell no one.
You tell
and
no
we continue.
Elderberry pies.
Yeah, we just look over at Samson.
It is.
Don't without me.
It is 10 gold pieces.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
Perfect.
these pies, but this. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
They don't remember the pies.
I mean, are we going back to the gag shop on the way to church to get a
Did we
pie?
pass by the post office on the way to church?
Yes, we can stop by the post office.
Well, no, I'm
Dude, we
just
go
saying,
by
like,
the
Luden
post
will
office.
run in, like, he'll just be like, he'll hang back for a second and attempt to sneak off, do the letter, and then, like, run back.
Let's
Not
see
like
that stealth check.
Yeah.
With disadvantage.
I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't stealth off. I just like walk off. I'm like, I'll be right back. I'll catch you on the way there. And I just fly away, come back.
All right, here we go. Stealth check with disadvantage. 19.
Okay.
That's not your roll.
It's not my roll.
Oh, wait. It is 7 plus 12.
Yeah.
Good golly.
12 to your stealth. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, guys, I lost all of my magic. I had to go somewhere.
Luden does everything he can to blend into the background. Let him have this.
Nobody notices with their passive perception.
If anyone deserves expertise in stealth, it's Luden.
Nobody
So
notices. You are a shadow in the night.
Perfect. I just drop it in the sending box wherever it needs to go with
Sending
its
box.
stamp and everything completed, and I come back to the party.
Okay.
Not saying.
Slip back in like you never left. Like.
Acacia
I
APS.
assume like freaking
Like-
Snot noticed, but I'll just give him like
Yeah,
a good
Snog
berry, so
notices everything. He's
I'll
like.
give him a good berry and be like, shh. All right, I have 2 left, but I'm good.
All right. All right, so now that everyone has done the duties,
Take me to church.
Esperise, what does the outside of Dawn's Respite look like?
Oh, yeah. All right. Lauren has told me that I can describe Dawn's Respite, the Esperise's temple, to everybody. And in an effort for it not to be 45 minutes long, I'm going to cart us into the temple and then let us go from there. So I'll be speeding us along a little bit. All right. So probably the first marked feature of the temple that I should mention is that Dawn's Respite is built within a valley. So from a distance, when you're approaching it, you can see sort of these, the architecture of the roof and these four like kind of turreted towers that come up over the lip are the same kind of like organic Art Nouveau irregular shapes that kind of the House of Rete was like. It's built out of this sort of opalescent, like mother of pearl kind of material that gleams under the light, and there's like thin slivers of something gold colored that goes among it. It shines slightly under the light. And as we approach, once you go over that, I believe there is a bridge from the north that connects it to the next area of land. And you get closer to the valley. It might bring you guys back to when you first met Esperise, when you could smell her perfume before you could actually see her, because there's also a very heady scent coming from the valley itself. It is absolutely bursting with flowers, trees and shrubs, bushes, bulb flowers, a small flowering plant, some bearing stone fruit and berries. There are birds that fly around, and there's that heady scent in the air of, I don't want you to take this comparison too seriously, but if you remember that scene in The Wizard of Oz with like the opium poppies, don't think about that too much because these aren't drugged, but there's that same like sleepy, gentle, heavy perfume in the air as you approach. And as we begin to walk our way down these kind of slowly descending switchback ramps that lead down to the entrance of the temple itself, you can see that there are already some patrons who are just enjoying the valley itself. There's an extremely pregnant elf who's lying on a blanket next to some narcissus with her arm thrown over her eyes, just taking a nap. And a distance back from her is a teenage tiefling and their much younger sibling on their shoulders, grabbing stone fruit like large plums from a low-hanging flowering branch. Both these kids are absolutely drenched. Their hair is dripping, their clothes are soaked through, and now they're also covered with fruit juice on their faces, but they're just dripping everywhere, having a great morning. And as we reach the base of this slow ramp, you come to probably the next marked feature of the temple, which is that Dawn's Respite doesn't have any doors, because the halls of Rembles must never be closed to those who desire rest. There is instead a very large open archway, probably like 30 or 35 feet wide, supported on either side by tall columns that are that same kind of organic Art Nouveau shapes. And if you take a second to stop and look at them, you can see at the base are like these very curled tight fronds and small budding leaves going up into larger, broader summer leaves, wilting and falling in autumn, and then supporting at the top of the archway these completely barren winter branches. And it's the same on either side. And assuming we all step forward into the temple proper, those of us who don't have dark vision, I know there's at least 2 of us who don't have dark vision. It might take you a moment for your eyes to adjust from the bright sunlight outside to the dimness of the central chamber of the temple. The strong light at our back sends our shadows across in front of us. And there's also in the center of the room a sort of organic opening in the ceiling that opens, and there's a strong pillar of light there. And crowded along the walls are just clusters of short candles that shine up their flickering soft light onto the domed organic roof ceiling of this central chamber. Esperise would have described on the way here in the tourist guide voice she does whenever we go to a new city, that Dawn's Respite is built within a natural cavern system that was carved out over millennia by water and the natural springs that are under the ground here. as a testament to the incomparability of time and the constancy of change and all that stuff about like even water can carve through stone given enough time and all that. A little bit more practically, the ground has been leveled out so it's flat, so it's accessible to everyone in the community. And similarly, you can see on archways that are on either side of the room, there's series of archways that seem to lead into different chambers. It's all like ramps that are relatively gradual, just so everyone can easily move through the space. That central pillar of light that comes down from the ceiling falls down and spills onto a very large pool. There are attendants there also along those arched doorways, but the attendants that stand here, you'll notice that they're dressed very similarly to Esperise in that quick drying linen garments that she always wears, and they are also soaking wet. Everyone is dripping everywhere all the time. Most of you are pretty intelligent stats-wise. You would have figured out probably getting soaked is some kind of religious rite within this temple. These particular attendants seem to be acting as holy lifeguards for the public, members of the public who are engaged in what looks like a public bath. There are kids splashing around at the shallow edge that's closest to the archway, elders floating with their arms out, and clusters of adults who are laughing and talking with each other. Because of the nature, kind of cathedral nature of this space and like the echoey, cavernous quality of the room itself, most people are talking kind of hushed like you would in a museum. But they're laughing, having a good time, just keeping their voices down. There are probably two other features that would be noticed at first glance to you guys just coming in here. Those of you who are more naturally inclined would notice that this room as well is full of plants. There are climbing plants going over the walls and the ceiling and falling from that central opening with large white flowers that catch the spilling light. And near the candles in little dark pots are small dark flowers that seem to be bobbing their heads and watching the movement of the flame and just chilling over there. Otherwise, along the back wall, just looking out over the pool, are a series of evenly spaced alcoves that are carved into the wall. There are candles in there too, but they seem to be built for this series of life-size humanoid statues that are all sitting, standing, leaning in various contemplative poses, full of ennui, holding a butterfly, thinking about death, reading a book, tending to their wounds. It's all very... And they have their candles at their feet and moss and plants growing on them just as they look out over the pool. So that's kind of your first impression of Dawn's Respite. Lots of attendants around if anyone looks in need of assistance, but relatively hushed and quiet. And Esperise looks very happy. Yeah.
Wow! I don't remember the last temple being so wet.
Yes, our particular temple has, the natural springs I was talking about. The mayor, we would probably have to speak to someone to make an appointment, but
As you enter Esperise, you immediately see two familiar faces. You see Alias and you see Sorrel. And when they see you walk in, they just smile and they walk over and they just embrace you. And Sorrel speaks up and she says, "We are so fortunate our paths are brought together once more. Welcome back, child of Bremblaze."
Thank you so much. We are indeed very fortunate. You are looking very well. Oh, goodness. These are my companions. If you would like to introduce yourselves. This is Sorrel. This is Elias.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so wonderful to have you. Anything that we can do for you, please let us know.
Nice to meet you. I'm Finn. Come on, everyone.
Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. Is there something that I'm Samson here. Should we also be wet? Is there like a bath that we need to take? Would that be wise? Just to make sure we're in the spirit of things. I just want to be involved. That's all.
Are you asking me or are you asking the attendants?
Like the three of you, I guess.
Well, you can be wet if you want to. You don't. No, you don't have to be wet. It's
Is it like a thing? Like, is that like part of it, or not?
well,
Or is it just like a? Is this like a? It's not like a. Is it like a pool, or is it like you go get in the water to be cleansed? Yada yada yada.
well, this is a public pool. Anyone can bathe here. So,
Okay.
but it's not a. There are ritual rooms, but this is just a bath.
I'm gonna go look for a pamphlet to read up on everything. And I go look for the literature so that I look less a fool next time I ask questions.
Alias just kind of like speaks up for a moment. He's like, quite right you are. There are many baths for people to enjoy. We have baths for those that are giving birth, and there are the baths for those being put to rest as well.
We are not in need of either of those spaces today, as far as I know. Joking. We are actually hoping to speak with the mayor, make an appointment to speak with the mayor.
The mayor?
Yes.
Well, that is quite the request. What are we requesting of her? I will have to send for one of the elders to make the request, of course, but...
Wasn't Alias here when I left?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know why I want to talk to the mayor? or does he just need me to be more specific?
I guess he's just wondering, what does he need to tell her? Like, hey, someone needs to speak with you. Like, you have to have a reason. Like...
Right, well, we have, could we maybe talk to the side? Perhaps it's a little bit private.
But of course, we can step into one of the private rooms over here and discuss what needs to be discussed. And he just kind of pulls you aside to, one of the private, prayer rooms, and there's, a small pool, and he just kind of pulls you aside in one of those.
Everyone can come with me, right? I'm not trying to kick them out of this conversation. Just maybe
it sounded like you, everyone, so.
Okay.
He's inviting everyone to follow.
I bring my pamphlet.
Ludin looks extremely uncomfortable as soon as they enter this place.
This Ferrari also feels kind of like a fish out of water, which is ironic, given all of the water. But she's just kind of staking very closely behind Esperise, like she knows what she's doing, and we will do as she does.
I bring them pamphlets as well.
Snonk, do you want to go for a swim while we're gone?
Snonk? Water?
Yeah, try it.
Drink water?
No, swim. See what they're doing in there.
He, looks over and sees people just, gently, moving their arms, and he just kind of, walks over to the edge of the water, and he just kind of, sail! Just kind of, whoop, and just, flat out, and just belly flops, and just kind of, slowly sinks for a moment before, swimming back to the surface.
You got it, Stonk. Good job. Hey, you just made a tidal wave over those people, but oh well, not our problem now.
Spruce does not feel responsible for the pig because there are other attendants here. This is not her responsibility.
They do kind of try to go over and to kind of settle the water to be more relaxing and stuff. The rest of you are led into that private room, and Alias just kind of pulls you aside. We can speak here without any risk of listeners.
Excellent. Well, I can explain if...
All of you are looking pretty blank right now, it sounds like. So, Esperise will keep on talking. All right. Cassius is with us, right?
Mm-hmm. Cassius just kind of steps up behind. He remains quiet and just kind of stands, taking in the beauty of the space and just kind of looking around.
Right, well, we have made a good friend on our travels here. You remember what I was sent to do. We have come across. You are familiar with the figure Cassius of mythology?
Well, of course, we are familiar with the name, yes. But we've come to speak of myths and legends.
Surprisingly, no. We have happened to encounter, on our... we have happened to encounter the man himself, and he has come into a bit of a bind that we are hoping that the mayor might assist him with.
And he looks over at me, and he goes, "What you say is true?" He's just in disbelief as he kind of looks over, and he's like, "That... how? Is he immortal?"
It's quite a bit to take in. I unfortunately, with the situation he has found himself in, he is not in a position to explain much, and we are hoping to assist him and to learn from him. We are hoping that the mayor might be able to assist him in retrieving his memories, so he has access to these
He's
things.
lost his memories. Curious. Yes, that, will the memories help with the other situation that we spoke of previously?
We believe that it will. We have been led to believe that it will, yes.
Very well, this is quite some news. Yes, I will go right away, and I will report to the elder and have him speak with the mayor and finding time for you as soon as possible.
Excellent.
Given
Thank
that
you so much.
time is short, of course, with what has been going on. And he will go and he will leave, and Sora will stay. Well,
Excellent. Well, the mayor has many duties, but I'm sure she will be seeing us at her earliest convenience. While we are... Oh, of course.
Sorry, is a mare like a marehead? A mother?
She is a matriarch figure, yes. Not in a literal sense, but she is the one who speaks directly to the seasons.
mare is French for mother. Very nice catch, Reina.
Oh, how interesting.
Yes. There is only one who speaks to Rembles. Personally.
Why? Why does only one speak to Rembles?
Well, the Rembles is he is not an interfering sort. Most of the followers of Rembles are here because they respect that which is that which is. We do not seek so much a personal relationship with the god who does not answer, so much as to aid those who are living among us, I suppose.
How does one become a mayor?
I don't know. I don't know how the mayor became the mayor. Lauren,
The mayor. It's like the mayor. How did the mayor become the mayor? Was it democracy?
An elected position.
No, it's not elected. She has been the mayor as long as I have been here, but it is only some 33 years now. You could say that it was Rembles' choice, or it was chance that brought their paths together, but it is not our place to ask questions like that.
Oh,
not
okay.
that it is a bad question. It is completely understandable, but we accept that which we cannot understand. But while we are waiting for a word back from Eolus, I was hoping... well, there is the public bath. There are the gardens. If anyone would like a space for quiet meditation or time alone, there are excellent places for this. Most of the resources provided by the temple are in counseling or medical help if anyone has anything they might want to seek treatment for. Just while we are waiting.
Do you want to do something, Cassius?
Yeah, that sounds great. This place is absolutely beautiful. I'd love to look around some more.
Lovely. Of course, you are free to wander anywhere. If there is an attendant, they can give you directions and instruction. I was going to spend, if you all are all right, spending this time, I was hoping to perhaps spend some time in a private prayer room.
Yes, that's it. That is fine, yes.
Yeah, I would love to explore as well.
Yes, explore as much as you like. The areas here and down are completely open to the public. The ramps going upstairs, an attendant can tell you whether or not it is a private area. Right. Well, I'll be back very soon.
All right. So, Esperise, you go off to a private prayer room. You enter just this very cozy cavern with, dim light coming from the center of the room, the sunlight, but it's bouncing and moving across different mirrors down into the cavern, and it just creates this beautiful kind of like glow. It's very private.
Lauren, I'm so sorry. There is a very specific room that I would like to go to.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But if other people want to explore first, because I've been talking a lot, if other people want to do things.
I'm gonna go get in a bath. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I go find one. Is it I just go get one? All my clothes are disguise self anyway. I just get in it and live my best life.
Did you say all your clothes are disguised self?
Yep.
Does that mean you've been walking around naked this whole time?
The whole time.
What?
I could see through disguised self, Samson, if I'm within 5 feet of you.
No one, we haven't talked about that. You haven't said anything about it.
Oh my gosh. All this time.
He's just got his
all this time.
He's always.
This is just to be expected at this point.
Yeah, I'd be like, whatever. That sounds like a Samson thing to do.
Like, oh, Samson's naked? All right.
Okay.
That's happening.
Normal things.
Ludin would like to probably go back to, not the entrance, but who's definitely going to be back at maybe those stairs that they came down. And we'll just sit next to the stairs or on the stairs and just wait there. Probably just pet Stonk while he does that. And
Stonk is floating.
Well, he will let Stonk float and do his thing.
He's trying to swim. He's floating. His little arms, he's moved really slow in the water.
I guess he'll just watch to make sure Stonk doesn't drown.
That sounds good.
Like the stairs.
Someone should do that.
Cross-legged and just twiddle his thumbs while he waits.
All right, Finn, you go off with Cassius.
Yeah. Finn is looking at if there's any art or like engravings on the wall, trying to kind of get a sense of like the story of this place. He's trying to examine people's faces and see how they kind of enjoy worshiping Remblace. Like, what's the general vibe? That's what he's trying to pick up. He's trying to figure out what it means to be a Remblacian.
It's
Pass Esperise.
So relaxed. It's so relaxed. People like it's not your typical like, prayer that you would imagine. It's people just settling their minds and just kind of zenning out almost,
It's kind of a strange thing, I think. He looks at them and they look so at peace and so happy, and it's just not what he knows religion to be. Has never known, I guess, what religion to be, and so it's very different for him.
You see some people that are just kind of meditating in the garden, and some that are just kind of walking around and enjoying, like smelling the flowers and just kind of like taking deep breaths. You see some that are just kind of sitting quietly and just bathing, and it's just very relaxing. And just the dripping of the water and the sounds, it's just very relaxing.
He will glance to Cassius and just be like, so are you excited? It's almost here.
I'm not sure if I'm excited. I feel like I'm more nervous, and part of me is a little afraid, and part of me, I guess, is excited, but
that's understandable.
I feel like I've thought maybe, will I be a different person? Will I be the same? Not sure. I like to believe that I'll be the same. Why wouldn't I be the same? But I've thought long about it.
I'd like to think you'd be the same person too. I hope you are afterwards.
Perhaps I'll just be more illuminated.
Perhaps.
But been waiting a long time for this. And I think I'm ready now. And you'll be there. So I suppose I have nothing to fear.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll make sure everything goes okay. Not that I know what a mayor does or how that whole process works, but I'll be there.
He smiles at you and just kind of like tilts his head thoughtfully. I'm glad you're here, Finn. I'm glad to know you. I'm glad that somehow fate has brought us all together, and it's still crazy to me that we're somehow all related. You and your father, and it doesn't seem by accident, does it?
No, I suppose not. It's like fate. Unexpected, but I'm really glad it turned this way too. And Finn will take Cassius's hand, and he'll feel like a mix of like love and melancholy all at once. Just because Finn is a little nervous about Cassius being a different person coming out on the other end, but a lot of adoration there too.
You'll feel a little bit of anxiety from Cassius and nervousness, but like there's a calm there that is just like this kind of understanding and readiness for it. And kind of looks at you and he's like, "You're sad."
Yeah. No, yeah. It's just I've really enjoyed our time together, telling you stories and all that, you know, and afterwards I won't have to tell you any stories because you'll know them all.
He kind of just laughs a little bit and looks at you. Now that isn't true, Finn. I might know my story, but you've read so many books, and you can always tell me more.
Yeah. Just promise you won't ever hate me, or we don't ever fall out of favor with one another. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just hope we'll always be friends. More than that, you know? Family.
We are family, and I can't imagine why we wouldn't. I think you worry too much.
You're probably right.
And I get the feeling in this place you're not supposed to worry. At least temporarily.
Yeah. That's true. Everyone's very calm in here.
He just kind of like pulls you into a hug and he says, everything's gonna be okay, Ben.
He'll kind of sag into the hug. Just be like,
Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for waking me up and saving me. Couldn't be here without you. And all of you, really, but you woke me up.
I'm really glad I did. Thank you, Cassius.
And he just kind of like looks over as the conversation begins to turn, and it's like, should we go get in the bath? I don't really want to do it by myself.
Yeah, let's go join Samson.
And like, and they walk over to you, Samson, and just kind of get in and sit next to you.
Where's Prey?
What are you doing, Prey? That's a good
I was
question.
like, what? I don't know, but they do not have tableside like drinks at all. You cannot order wine. There is no rum here. You can't have snacks brought in.
You know, I did bring my bag, my alchemy jugs in there. You want me to get it for you?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. Wait. We probably shouldn't do that. That probably wouldn't be good. They all know we're with Esperis. That would look bad upon her.
Is there no drinking allowed in here?
Apparently. I know it's terrible. I look around for Praeria.
Praeria is obsessed with the little fire flowers that are just like bobbing along with the flames. So she has just been observing those very intently. Nothing else matters besides these little flowers.
Mountain just kind of pokes their head out and just kind of like mimics the movement, watching them.
Yes.
If you have any sources of light on you, they will follow that around too.
Oh my god. What spells do I have?
You have a special ability.
I do.
Yes, you do.
Special ability time. What was my ability? Just like, she just like cracks her spine like a glow stick, and all of a sudden.
I believe you have a cantrip spell. I don't remember because it's not my
like
character
daylight
sheet.
or something?
You can cast light and it qualifies as daylight in your hands. You can make a little ball of daylight.
She is absolutely playing with the flowers with like a tiny sun in her hand. Like, this is the best thing that's ever happened. Aside from mounting her son.
They just follow your every movement as you kind of like sway it back and forth like puppeteer strings.
She is completely enamored.
All right, Esperis.
I'm trying to decide. I want to do something to Luton real fast. Just, you're sitting out in this beautiful garden surrounded by flowers, watching these two brothers have a beautiful morning together. That's all I wanted to say to Luton. All right. Because you're having a hard time and I want to make it harder.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, he's not having a great time now. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so sorry for going for a specific room, Lauren, but there's
No,
a very
you're fine.
specific place that there's a very specific meditation chamber prayer room that Esprit spent a lot of time with in her 32 years at the temple, since she can't count this last year because she wasn't with them. It's very out of the way. She has to go quite a bit down through like some narrow winding corridors to find it. It's one of the naturally formed little rooms, and it's fairly small. It's no more than like 10 feet at its widest point. And it's all organic. The ceilings are quite low, but the pool is quite deep. There's no natural light in here. There's instead along the walls this kind of line on either side of what used to be a series of tall jewel-toned candles, but they're now all different heights from being worn down and replenished over time and replaced. The lights from them kind of cast flickering shadows that dance over the ceiling. And there is an alcove space here, like that would house a statue like many others do within the temple, but this particular alcove is empty. And where a statue would be, there is instead a small bundle of dried flowers and leaves. The flowers are in shades of black and gold and navy blue, and the leaves are those little, like, you know, those like downy silver leaves. I don't know what they are, but you know, the fuzzy ones. And they're all tied together with a small braided twine. And when Esperise enters the room, she's going to prestidigitate the room to make sure it's clean. The entire temple is actually very clean. It's really wet and there's plants everywhere, but since it's also kind of a medical facility, people come here for medical care. They're very careful about things, but still Esperise wants to make sure that this room in particular is taken care of, especially the alcove. She makes sure she picks up the flowers and cleans under them and makes sure there's no dust and that everything is ready, you know, when or if, or, and she drops that thought and she prestidigitates herself so that she is clean before she submerges herself into the pool. And she's going to remain clothed in her vestments, so when she enters, her skirts kind of float around, and when she begins to submerge herself, her hair does as well. And she lowers herself until she's completely submerged, floating in the water, and she has her hands over her upper stomach, and she stays down there until she has to take a breath, and she comes up, keeps her hands on her stomach to help her focus on her breathing and meditate, and watches the ripples of the water and the shadows dance on the low ceiling. And she will begin to pray. And when she begins to pray, I am going to cast Commune. And her prayer begins like this. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, she doesn't say that, I say that. I will not insult the true believers by raising my voice in the traditional prayers. We both know that I am not one of them. You know me. And I do not question you. I do not doubt you. Neither do I doubt air or water or rain and the ending of things. But I still, ungrateful and unfit as I am still your servant. And I am afraid. There is a path that you have set before me. And I do not wish to know the end of the path. I understand that it is not for me to know. But I am afraid, as I say, that I have stepped off the path somewhere, missed a marker, or gotten lost in the woods. I don't know. I do not question you. I am afraid that I am lost. And then she will just wait, floating in the water. She doesn't really expect anything to happen, but she'll meditate.
So your question is, are you lost?
I haven't started asking a question yet. This is about when I would cast Commune. Okay. I guess if nothing happens for a while, I'll ask the question that's on my mind.
You will see, like, as you kind of float, you will see, like, the leaves begin to change colors and the blooms begin to move on that bundle of flowers where the statue would be standing. As if life is being brought back into it for a moment.
Okay. Oh, okay. She's gonna submerge for a second, then she's gonna come back out. She's calm. I have wondered for a long time. Again, not in doubt of you. I do not question you. I question if I have misunderstood you. You are the god of non-interference, the god that knows that everything will die. I will die. You will die. Everything will end. But you have sent me to stop an ending. I want to know if I have misunderstood, if is what I am doing now with these people. You want me to stop the rising of the seven. You want to stop an ending.
So the question is, do you want me to stop the seven?
Yeah. Have I misunderstood? Is this actually what you want? It's very out of character for him.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
You look down at the flower bundles and you watch as the flowers begin to wither and die. You take that as no.
Okay. For me to accomplish. Okay. So for the path that you have set before me, you are not the only god interested in what we are doing. I'm sure you know. Yes, you know. She gazes into space for a second, brings it back in. There are two companions of mine. Finnalai of the Isle of the Ancients. He is a faithful servant of Lavie. And I have another friend, a brother, who I am sure you know Lavie. In order for what needs to come to pass, must I root out Lavie's influence in the party?
You watch as half of the flowers return to bloom once again, and the other half just kind of withers, and the answer is unclear.
But what about Asteria? And there are so many questions that I would ask you about Asteria and Avriel, and I am not a servant of myself. I have never been and I will never be. We have come into contact recently with remnants of the fallen god. Vera, the lady, you remember her, I'm sure. They appear to be very powerful. The question she thought she was going to ask has shifted after his first answer.
I figured.
Are these tools that can be Let me think for a second what to ask here.
those who I was meant to prevent, are they? You sent me to stop them. It is not the 7. Is it the people I travel with now?
Are you asking if he sent you to stop the people you're traveling with?
Yeah.
Essentially. You watch as the flowers just shrivel and die, and you take the answer as no. And the flowers just kind of return to the state that they were in before. And there's just kind of like an exhale through this cavern as the presence is gone, and your 3 questions are spent.
Well, Aspriest is going to float for a little bit, very confused. And then she's going to pull herself up out of the water and lift up those little flowers and curl up in that alcove for a little bit and think about an old friend and not know try to think about what she would have done and what she would recommend and not know. And she'll give herself 5 minutes because she said she wouldn't be a long time, and this isn't about her. She's going to put the flowers back down, and she's going to make it look like she hasn't been crying. And she's going to wander out to find the rest of the party.
All right. You reunite with Esperise.
Hey, I'm sorry that took so long. Is everyone doing all right? Excellent. No one has spoken to you yet, yes?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we just came over here and got a bath. It's been great. Everyone's been exceptionally kind.
I'm very glad. I know it can be kind of heavy
Ludin
feeling.
looks awful at this point. Homie has been here way longer than he thought you guys were going to be. He thought we were going to come here, ask a freaking question, and leave. And he's spent his entire afternoon just been like, kill me now.
At this point, I would say Aelios probably returns, and he goes, "We have returned. The mayor will see you in the morning."
That's what I was just about to ask. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Elias. Sorol.
Yes. At first light, she has agreed to meet with you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Can any of us tell that Esperise has had, like, I don't know, a life-altering experience?
I'd like to roll a deception check.
Sure. Roll the
Can we
deception.
tell?
You can beat my
You're about to find
passive
out it.
insight that the gods bestowed.
Do we
upon
need
you.
to?
If you could beat Ludin, if you can beat Finn's passive insight of 19.
That's right.
If I'm
got the 18 and a
actively
19.
doing it, don't they have to roll, or is that just not the case?
Oh, do you want
Let
us
me
to
see.
actively roll?
I
What are we
mean,
rolling?
It might be worse for you.
I'm
be
trying to
honest.
see if there's anything I can do here. Can I use beauty beyond measure on this?
No.
If we have to roll, I don't think we have a chance.
Okay, I'll just roll against your passive, I guess.
Still beat it.
It's because it's like because you got the +1 from
That
taking
is
a
an
bath.
18.
It's a 19.
It says 18.
It's
I have an additional +1. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
add it
To
in.
charisma.
But
beats.
Finn still beats that.
Are you outside, Luden, or did you come inside to see this?
What? No, I'm
talking to them in the bathtub. Are you here?
Oh, I mean, like, if y'all didn't come out and get me, I guess not. Let me just still look awful by the stairs.
No, we should get you.
That is completely fine.
Various
with me.
people approach you over time and continue to ask you if you need anything.
We definitely invited Luden to the bath. He
Guys!
probably just
Luden, come on over. You're being weird and mopey over there. It's wet over here.
yeah.
All right, yeah. So I guess Luden has walked over to see all of this, whatever this is.
Come on in.
In where?
In the pool.
No.
Come on. I'm going to splash you.
I
I'm gonna go
splash.
back.
Splash.
Splash.
Goes back to the stairs and sits back down.
Luden.
He is wet now.
All right, so Luden don't know shit is what that means. He's too busy
That's cool.
being
You
sad
beat
outside.
me. You didn't beat Finn. That's the
So
first
it's just
thing
Finn.
you beat.
You do notice something is bothering Esperise.
So Finn will kind of side-eye her and see that. Just kind of try and like, I think this time he's going to cover for her. He's going to be like, so Asperese, you had a good time praying, huh?
It's been a while since I've been able to pray here at home. Actually, I was, I will speak with this, of course, with Rete as well, but I was my chambers, actually, where I've been living here for many years. I was thinking I might be sleeping here while we stay in Dawn's Rise, if that is comfortable for everyone.
Oh, wait, like we can all sleep here? Wait, do you want us to sleep at your dad's house without you?
I will speak with Rete to see what the arrangements would be. I was just, I will see how things turn out. It is just something I was considering.
I mean, we'll miss you.
That's very sweet. It's just maybe just for a night. It's something that I'm considering. Not long term at all.
It's nostalgic, yeah. It's like childhood home stuff, but first internship home stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's understandable. You haven't been here in a while.
yes. It has been a while. Did we want to get lunch? Is there anything we wanted to do in the afternoon? Or
Can we see your room here?
Sure, of course. Yes, yes.
Asperese, well, I'll go get Luden at this point.
Not going back in. That was ridiculous. He's wet now. So pissed off, y'all. So pissed off.
You all right? Do you need anything?
I am the 50th person to ask you if you need anything.
Yeah, he just looks up and he goes
Yes.
like, I think I'm gonna leave. Did we get everything we needed?
What's wrong, Luden?
Guys, I don't want to be here. I'm sorry, Esperise. This has been a lot. Like a whole lot. Did we get everything we needed?
We have an appointment at sunrise tomorrow. It is here. Again.
We can leave today if you want.
All right. Yeah, I'm. And he looks at Esperise like really, like, and he's really intent about it. And he just says, I'm sorry. And he's gonna go ahead and walk out back up to the top. And yeah, he's gonna maybe go like sit and watch one of the shows or something like that, but he's not gonna sit in there for a long time. Especially like now that he's wet, he does not look okay.
Okay.
He's gone.
I think Priori will go with him and use her little tiny son to maybe try and help him dry off a little.
Yeah, Mountain pulls out like a little like torn piece of cloth that's like the size of a gum wrapper and just kind of like holds it out to Ludin.
We'll take it and give it a little smirk. And keep going.
You're the best, son.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys do today?
I think we upset him, Samson.
I think he's just upset. I don't know if it had anything to do with us. It's possible that he's not happy with the gods right now. And he may not be ready to talk about it. So maybe we should just give him time. What else is in the city, Espris? Maybe we could go do something before dinner?
Certainly. There's the many shops. There's the theater. Let me bring up the map very quickly because I don't remember personally.
I think I see one of those like "you are here" maps over there. Let's jaunt on over.
We should do something to cheer Ludin up. Let's see if we can pick something for that.
Yes.
I don't think Ludin wants anything from us except quiet. And I could be wrong. And I'm open to suggestions, but I think he wants to be left alone.
That makes sense. And Prearia is with him. Prea is an excellent person to be alone with.
Will at the very least not wander directly into traffic.
Oh no. Ludin will try and if they're going to do some other stuff, at that point Ludin like immediately will leave and try and find a library. He'll just look over at Prearia and be like, "Hey, I sorry about all. Just was. I'm going to the library. You want to come, or I want to try and find one at least."
Yes. Let's go.
All right. Do some research or something. Just yeah.
Anything in mind?
Yeah, maybe like look up some like wizards or something like that. I don't know, anything away from the gods. Yeah, it's just
You know, where I'm from, we don't have gods. They are just us, I guess. So it is hard for me to think of.
Where are you from? I know you have like that like garden place. Is that like?
Well, I am from the woods. From a place called Finnalai.
Sounds nice. To be honest.
It is very nice and very different to everything out here.
I can promise you that is not a bad thing. Yeah, everything seems new to me as well, but I don't know, it's all the stuff with Lavie, and I mean, I wrote Hinnavie and sent her a letter and told her everything that happened, and I just feel like, I want a clean break, but everywhere we go, another god or another something.
It seems that is our lives now.
It's okay. I just gotta, figure out what to do next. Revenge isn't really a lifestyle.
But it's nice, I think, that even with everything, we're not alone. We may not be going through the same things, but we're all going through things together.
It's true. This would suck doing it by myself. Anyway, research anything. Shoot, as much as I hate it, I might read up on Lavie or I don't know. Anything to get this over with faster.
Maybe it will help to know more about him. Then he can just be another person.
Let's not go too far, Briarya. But I appreciate it. Feel free to come along if you want, and no hard feelings if you want to go hang out with them, you know?
Oh, I think the library sounds nice.
All right.
Well, let's go.
So the two of you make your way to the library.
Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing? Is there anything else that you're doing today that you'd like to do before the morning?
What is Samson, Finn, and Esperise doing? What are we currently busy with?
There are many fine restaurants and the like. Just while we were in town, I was hoping, and tell me if I'm being very antisocial, I don't mean to be at all. I might duck out for a moment to
She reaches for any lie. A private business affair.
Right. I mean, it's been a while since you've been in this city. I'm sure you have plenty of people to talk to and catch up with.
Yes, it's not a social call. It is matters of the House of Red and like, so it will be very boring for you.
Yeah, we can go find something to do in the city, right, Finn?
I can show you anywhere that you would like. There's
Oh,
so many fun things to do.
We wouldn't hold you up. I mean, you got important things to do, right?
Thank you. That's very, very kind. And tomorrow I'll be much more socialized because while we are here, I want to get these few things done.
You're okay, Esperise. It's fine. Just go. When is the last time we've all been alone? Like, never, right? I can't even remember the last time we've all done something alone. Yeah.
Actually,
I do things alone all the time. I don't know about you guys. Like, I just go, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, you're always flying off as a bird, but most of us can't do that, so.
Oh, no.
would you two like to visit a very small personal library with me?
Oh.
Well, you know I'm always down for libraries.
Yeah, we love libraries,
Yeah.
obviously. I read a ton. Do they have drinks at this library or no?
It's in my mother's house.
So no, that's fine. That's fine.
Nobody lives there. It would just be just visit. You obviously, if you would like to enjoy the city, but it's more of an active time. It's
No, let's go. That sounds amazing.
Excellent. Yes. Yes. This way.
All right, so you head to Esperise's mother's house. What do we see, Esperise?
It's significantly smaller than Arete's house. It's still very nice. Eurydice Anthea was a very wealthy woman as well, but not quite as prone to luxury as her her primary partner was. It's near the center of the city. It's full of light. They did have a chef. They did have servants, but it wasn't quite on the ridiculous scale of the Arete household. There's only one dining room, for example, where they had all of their meals. There wasn't a breakfast room.
Only one? Oh my god.
Peasants.
And
Peasants.
there is on the highest floor a tiled room with a very large windows that the afternoon light spills into a cafe table that still has a little very clean tea set on it. Nobody drinks from it. It doesn't look like anyone's been here in a while, though it is very clean. Pressed up against the window, and the room is outside of the window lined with bookshelves, mostly poetry and books of minor divination, like how to read the stars and the migrations of birds and read the signs and the seasons. And yeah, Esperis will show you around, and so this is where I was going to go. It's not very exciting. It's just
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's really nice. Your mother is not here today, or?
No, she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's completely understandable. This is my house. It's my house and Finnalai and Andy's house as well, but they don't. They have not been here in a very long time. This is her library. I've never been very much of a reader, but she loved it.
It looks like a very healthy collection.
Yes.
Mostly of divination. Did she do a lot of divination?
It was a hobby, mostly. She liked to sit with her tea and watch birds and things and read things from it. She was a Frostwayne, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you must get your love of poetry from her. So
Yes.
I see a lot of poetry here, too.
Yes, that was one of her favorite ones, the one that I shared with you. Are you right, Samson? You're doing a lot of things with your mouth.
Yeah. I'm trying to. So Samson's trying to figure out right now, like, does Esperis really want to show us this, or does Esperis wish we were just not here at all, and is just being nice and is going to do something, but absolutely would prefer that we would leave, but had no way to do so nicely.
Esperis looks like she does not really know how to entertain you in this space, but it's not like she doesn't want Finn to be alone because he seemed a little upset, and this is a nice place to be. She's not upset that you're here. She just doesn't know what to do with you now that you are here.
So we're burdened.
No,
we are
just,
a burden.
she's trying to entertain you, but it's just a house. So here's some books. There's no food here because no one lives here.
Okay. I well, in that case, I was like, yo, no, I'm having trouble reading all the titles, and I'll do my little thing, and I'll make like a little light, like my little feature. I'll make a couple candles and light them up so that we can see in the space well. I know there's a lot of light in the room, but I'll do that, and I'll look around and be like, oh, do you mind can we read some of them? Is that all right? Maybe just hang out for a little while? That'd be good.
Yes, of course, books are meant to be read.
I pull a random one off the shelf. Then you'll like this one, and I toss it to him. I have no idea what it says.
Oh, yeah, thanks. He'll catch it and just kind of like sit down in an armchair. We'll be here, Esperis, if you need us. Just let us know, and well, we're just here to keep you company, so don't mind us.
Thank you.
I find
That
a
is
different.
very kind.
I find a different book. I have no idea what it is. I start reading it.
Do you read Elvish? They're all Elvish.
Yeah, I read Elvish.
Okay, great.
If not, I can read out loud to you.
No, I read Elvish and Infernal and Druidic and Sylvan
Jeez
and
Louise.
Well
and
then.
everything.
Guys, he's
Yeah.
old.
Hey, yeah, all you 12 intelligences, what's up? Like
11, thank you.
Samson just puts on like a speed reading clinic, just like multiple pages a minute.
Oh, stop. He puts on his little spectacles because he's old and he can't see.
Yes, absolutely.
At some point over the course of the afternoon before we get to evening, I don't know how long you guys are going to stick around reading, but Esperise will ask for the jug of alchemy to get some hot water, and she still has, some tea packets hidden away downstairs. There's not really food, but she can make you tea so we can read and have, hot spiced chai tea. And she will disappear for long stretches of time in various rooms of the house while you read. And be very quiet, but she'll come back and read with you and feel like a very bad host, but
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Finn is kind of like watching her a little bit over his book whenever he reads a little bit, and then he like peeks over to see just like how she's feeling and just what she's up to, because he still knows what happened before, so he just wants to keep an eye on her, make sure she's feeling okay.
It looks like she's putting herself together. Yeah.
I have a very, very important thing I need to do. I want to look through, while Esperise is not in the room, I want to look through, in the times when Esperise is gone for these long periods of time, I want to take special care to look through all the books and see if I can find anything on planar portals or research about them, or interest in them in any way.
Lauren, do you want to answer that, or should I answer it? Because I don't know.
You would probably find a book or two on it.
Yeah.
I think I know what he's trying to find.
I guess I want to, I don't want to read them necessarily. What I want to know is like, was her mother a Feywild enthusiast, or was she like not, and then just made her way there unwillingly, I guess.
Oh, okay.
She's like a researcher who was like visiting and happy to be there and like, oh, this is so cool. Or did she get tricked?
I think you would find some books.
I would find some books. Cool.
I want to say you also find one of those little baby books that has like the handprints in it from various ages, but it's kind of weird because it goes from 1 month, tiny little handprint, 2 months, much bigger handprint. Like she aged a lot over the month, and then it stays the same size for a couple of months, and then it gets much bigger again. It's a little bit weird, but it's very lovingly collected and hand bound and all that.
We found those?
Yeah, the little baby book.
Look, it's Esperise's hands. Wow. Wait, why does it get so big all of a sudden? Is that her hand still, or is it her mom's hand?
They're not like adult human-sized hands. They're just like big for a 2-month-old.
Did she have like, was it her brother or sister's hand?
It could be, yeah. Where I'm from, children grow up really fast, so I don't really know. How big are children's hands?
Oh, well, like, they're pretty small usually, like the front of the book. Did you grow up really fast too?
Last I remember. Really, really fast. So like where I'm from, like you grow up out of like kidhood into adolescence very, very fast. Very fast for you compared to everyone here. That's for sure.
And then you stay like the way you are for even longer, like a long, long, long time.
Like forever.
Do you think Esperise is going to live a long time too? Like you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I mean, if she's growing up fast like this, and you did.
It could be her brothers. Or maybe they forgot and then they didn't want to just like have a whole bunch of blank pages and throw another one down. That happens sometimes.
Maybe.
Could be. I don't know. Maybe she did. But there's no way to know. I don't think Esprit doesn't look exactly like the people where I'm from. So, and if she was banished from the Feywild, I think she would have said so by now. So,
yeah, there's probably not a lot of sun elves where you're from, huh?
Yeah, none at all. Actually, we're all Fey. It's not sun elves. Yeah, but I don't know. It's crazy. We could ask her when she comes back from her mother's bedroom, I guess. You know what? I'm actually gonna go get some barbucks because I'm feeling those late afternoon kind of jitters. Do you want anything?
Sure, yeah.
I'm just gonna leave you alone here for a bit. I'm gonna go, and then I just leave.
Are you okay? Goodbye.
I pull out my paper that I have written everybody's barbucks orders on, and I flip to the other page where I wrote just Esperices, because it's so long. And I go get barbucks for the three of us.
Do we find anything on anything in our library? Do we make it to a library?
What you're going to? Yeah, there would be a library. I don't have my map open right now. What are you looking for? Just stuff on.
Okay, it would be Lavie, the Shadow. It literally any parts of our adventure that if I couldn't find a book on Lavie, I'd go on the Shadowfell. If I could find one on the Shadowfell, it'd be the Feywild. Like Looted has been.
You can find a book.
You
can find a book on the Feywild, and you can find a book on Lavie. The Shadowfell is going to be like the same one that you got before.
That is, dang it.
Is it the same book Esperis turned in earlier?
I will definitely check both of those books out. And I will, I'll ask Prayer, do you want to do anything, Prayaria? I mean, I have the stuff that I came here for. I have a gold left. What do you want to spend it on?
Is there any street food around?
Sure, you could find like fried dough that kind of snakes around like a stick. Fried honeyed dough.
I think you know what we're doing.
All right, so Ludin will go up and it's like, how much for fried dough?
For the 1 gold, if you spend all the 1 gold, you can get like 50 sticks of fried dough. And they're all just like drizzled with honey, and they're very crispy on the outside and very like almost like funnel cake, but shinier and a little bit chewier.
Well, you guys know Ludin, he always tips very well. And so he'll give the 1 gold, and he'll be like, if you could just like box that up, at least a couple of them. For me?
These usually cost like, this is like when Finn bought something and it's paid like 5 gold for like 15 gold for flowers. The vendor's like, right away, sir. Yes.
They were like, it's 3 copper.
He doesn't have anything to wrap these up because nobody's bought this much before.
It's okay. We can wait a second. I mean, I got Prayaria, it's all yours. So take however much you want.
Yes.
How about this, vendor? I assume this is a mobile shop kind of thing. Is it on wheels and like can it roll around and stuff? He's gonna be like, how about you just follow us and make as many as you can, and we're just gonna explore the city, and whenever she's hungry you could just make her another one. Is that okay?
Personal dough shop. I love it.
Sure, he does. But yeah, sure, he follows you around and he.
All right, Looted will look over to Prayaria and he'll just be like, lead the way, my queen.
She has like a skewer of the dough balls and she's just like,
Luden run around here like he's Prince Ali.
Yeah, and Ludin's gonna be like just reading the book as he follows Prayaria around wherever she goes and stuff like that.
It's gonna sightsee.
And with that, I think that's where we'll take our break.
Heck yeah.
So we're going to take our break, and when we get back, more will ensue. All right, we'll see y'all in a little bit. Well, hello there. Of course you can to see me. Marbell Pebblegrit, tale extraordinaire to kings, queens, heroes, and legends. Have you gazed upon my latest masterpieces? Yes, this one for you. Don't you see how it calls to you, speaks your name? You are gorgeous, darling. The colors, the line work, the gods weep in the presence of your beauty. No one has looked more stunning in a pebble grit design. Please, I cannot bear to gaze upon your perfection for too long. You can find this mesmerizing merch at inkinlyre.com. Go and unleash your fabulosity today and help support Ink and Lyre. Do stop by my shop again. You simply must tell me about all that adventuring thing. Well, ta-ta, darling.
Extra, extra, read all about it!
What's that you've got there, mister?
Why, this right here is 9 Realms Gaming.
9 Realms Gaming?
That's right, top-notch gaming accessories made from some of the finest woods this side of the city has to offer. We got your dice vaults, we got your dice towers, dice trays, hero vaults, you name it.
Oh my!
Careful now, don't swoon into traffic. You can mosey on down to their website now. Use exclusive partner code LYRE10 to get 10% off your purchase.
What was that code again?
That's LYRE10. LYRE 10 at 9realmsgaming.com. Hurry, they're selling like hotcakes.
A 12 does break it.
Really?
Let me play you a song so that you can begin to feel a little nauseous.
Yea, though she walks through the valley of Ikea, she shall fear no wardrobe.
All right.
Oh, does anyone have a lockpick?
No! No, we don't need one!
That during the second half, we'll find out, you know?
And we are back. All right, is there anything else that you would like to do before you all go to sleep? I know drinking ethereal Sprite.
Yo, you bro.
Yes.
right.
Back at Arete's house, right? Anybody else do anything before that?
I think so.
Okay, Esperis isn't like gonna.
Esperis spends some time wandering around her childhood rooms, gazing out windows forlornly. That's all she's really accomplishing
Forlornly.
today.
Oh my
Forlornly.
goodness.
He's hesitant to leave her. He's like, "Are you gonna be okay, Esperis?"
Esperis comes with you when you go to
Just-
Arete. She does not
okay.
sleep here.
Wait, I thought you were going to the temple. Are you gonna sleep here in Arete's?
No, I'll be at Arete's tonight, night. I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. Good night then.
Good night.
He will head on over to his assigned room, which is very, very lonely and empty. But for tonight, that's a good thing, because he goes in and he closes the door behind him. Is there a lock on the door?
There would be a lock.
Okay, so
It's a
he'll
private room. I'm sure there would be a lock on the door.
Okay, so he'll lock it. He'll take out 4 green candles. He will light them in a circle around the room, and he will. Did they have? I assume they had dinner at Arete's that night as well. Maybe.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, so
Yes.
yes, then he will take just like a plate, a handful of figs to his room. He'll take a glass of that pomegranate wine. He'll put it out in the middle of this circle, and he'll take a deep breath. And he's been putting this off a while. I think partly because he's a little nervous about what he thinks the answer might be to his questions. But he's going to sit down in the circle, and he's just gonna all right, Lavie. I'm ready to talk to you now. So, I mean, if you're not busy, this is really important. And I wanted to ask you a few things. And I know before I did a prank to summon you or whatever, but I'm in Esperice's dad's house, and she's kind of giving me dagger eyes, and I don't want her to be angry at me. I do plan to do a few while I'm here, just not tonight.
You watch as the candles begin to flicker, and you feel a maple leaf fall on your shoulder, and then your head, and you find yourself under the cascade of all these varying colors of maple leaves. And as you kind of like move it out of your face and looking around, you find yourself back in that familiar forest. And leaning against the tree, kind of pushing himself off and kind of like placing his hands behind his back, you see Lavie. Finnalai, you said it was urgent and came right away.
Finn will take up one of the figs off the plate on the floor and toss it at Lavie to see if he'll catch it.
He'll catch it.
I have questions. We've learned a few things in the last few months pertaining to you.
He watches you and just begins to walk, holding the fig, just kind of looking at it and looking at you, listening.
Finn will also walk. I feel like they're kind of doing like a interesting circle. You asked me to investigate all I could about Luden before, to see if he was lying to us.
I did.
But you already knew that. You know everything about Luden, don't you?
I do.
Why?
He kind of looks at you, and he goes, because I had to do what had to be done.
And what had to be done?
I would never lie to you, Finn. Everything I have done for you. Everything I have done to help you. To help every soul that walks the material plane. Feywild and beyond. Finnalai, I have persuaded other masters of the weave for you. For the world. If I had not persuaded Savion, she would not have given me insight into what is to come. If I had not pretended to be Remblace, Esperice would have stayed in Dawn's Rise. Remblace who does nothing. They just sit idly by as they've done for thousands of years. I brought Esperis to you so that she may help you, and yes, I brought Ludin to you as well. Samson was banished because I made it so. Prayer's garden, her home, the roots withered at my command so that her family would send her out for help. So that they all would exactly be where they needed to be at the right moment. And if I didn't trust you, I would not tell you. But I do, my dear, dear Finnalai.
So, all this misfortune, everything that's happened to all of my friends, it's because of you?
Fate can be cruel. You may curse it when destiny is thrust upon your shoulders. You may praise it in your successes and victories. If I had not done what I did, truly, this would be fate's end. For without, we cannot hope to live. Without, all things come to an end. The seven, all of this, so much bigger than yourselves. What each of you has had to endure was for the sake of the many. So ask them. Ask yourself. Would they rather look selfishly inward and keep all they have lost for the sake of losing everything? For the sake of every soul turning to ash and dust? Or was that sacrifice worth it? Was life worth it?
But Ludin was a child. He was like little. How could you have known about me at that time? And Samson, I don't even know how old he was when he got kicked out of his home, but that must have been a long time ago. How does this all make sense? How could you have been thinking about me when it was so long ago that these things happened?
I told you. I bargained with Savion, and she gave me her insight into the beyond, into the future, so that I may know. You want the truth, and I give it to you. I believe in you even with the twins interfering. I have faith in you, Finnalai. Do you have faith in me and everything I have done? I hate the way Ludin has treated you, and I felt no guilt on the small, harmless pranks that we've played on him together. That being said, I would hate for you to lose any friendships you have made. I would hate for you to lose the special bond between you and Cassius. You are family. Why, I even brought you to your father. Your real father. I saved you from your island and brought you to your father, Finnalai.
That's why I do trust you, because you took me off that island where I felt so alone and so out of place, and you've made me into something else. But it's just so hard, Lavie. Like, these are my friends, and when they're hurting, to think that it was my fault. Like, that's...
It is not your fault, Finnalai.
Are you sure about that? Because that was all done to bring them to me.
It was. But I was the one who pulled the strings. And it had to be done.
I don't know how to make them understand. Some of them hate you. I don't know how to make them understand how I feel about you and why I still trust you, and what should I do?
Ask them. Would they rather keep everything they have lost for the sake of losing everything? Or was what they lost worth it?
I think Ludin would say yes, but I'm not sure about the others. And it's, I guess, really easy to say that you would sacrifice everything for something personal, but I mean, it's pretty selfish, isn't it?
It is. To look selfishly inward and keep everything that you have lost. Because not only would he have lost his mother, he would lose everything.
Everybody
All
would
of you.
lose everything.
Everyone would lose everything. And this world would turn to ash and dust. I told you, sometimes fate is cruel, but it is for the sake of life.
That I can understand. You told me earlier that I had to protect their flames, lest they go out. And I guess I didn't realize, well, I think we all kind of understand how big it is, but maybe not to the degree it apparently is. It's bigger than us.
It is. Last we met, I told you I would only ask when the time is right. And it has come. When you all go to return Cassius's memories, I only require you to do one thing, Finnalai. I request that you have faith in me, and that you do what you think is right. It has always been faith, and it will come to that. And I believe in you.
I know you believe in me. I feel it with every fiber of my being. I have felt it all this time. And I believe in you too. And I promise I won't let you down.
I know you won't. And he looks at the fig and tosses it back to you. And you feel the leaves begin to fall upon you once more. And you see him standing there looking down at you. And you emerge from the leaves and you are back in your room, amongst the pillows and blankets.
He's gonna flop down on his bed, stare at the ceiling, and take a bite of the fig, and just kind of process everything he just found out.
All right. So, Morning comes.
Hey, what the fuck?
Swear.
It's so nice.
Yeah, if Twitch could see our group chat right now, it's on fire. Talking about Prayari is gonna unhinge her jaw and swallow Lavie like a snake was brought up.
Oh, Luda sleeps in the Bardo tonight. Just let you go. He doesn't go. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sometime in the middle of the night, Esperis goes to Arete's door and is going to talk with him and ask if maybe she can spend a couple nights at the temple instead of sleeping here, and then realizes how selfish she's being and just goes to sleep in the room that he prepared for her instead.
I guess the rest of us just chill and have a good night because we don't know nothing's wrong and everything's fine. It's the same.
I drink Esperis's dad's wine. Like, talk about how nice the city is.
Prayari and me she's eating all the shiznit that she wants.
So
I
many
guess.
donuts.
So she barfs. I don't know if she does. It's just honey. So.
She's still eating.
Go for it. Keep eating.
Ben would love these. Wild.
Who cares?
All right. A new day dawns on dawn's rise. As you awake.
That was quite the 24 hours.
Everything sucks, Lauren. Are you aware of how much everything sucks?
What?
Esperis is 3 seconds away from a panic attack. Luden is face down in the Vardo. And I don't know how Finn's like, I have faith in my God, and stares at him. He's like gripping a sink, staring into the mirror. I have faith in my God.
You can do this. You can do this.
I have faith in my God. He has faith in me. I have faith in my God.
Samson and Prayaria show up to breakfast like, I think the grapes are great. Have you tried the grapes?
I will wake up and cast Speak with Animals. And I've obviously slept with Snonk this night. I'll be like, how do you feel, buddy?
Snonk is happy that Berryman stay with Snonk. Snonk not lonely or sad.
Yeah. How about just let me know if you feel sad or lonely, buddy? Just like
Snonk was sad, but now not sad.
Well, okay, in the future, just like nudge my knee or something, okay? And we'll figure out what's up. Okay?
But Snonk do that sometimes, and Berryman not look. What if Snonk bite?
Don't bite me, Snonk.
What if Snonk
bite food hand, and then I'll know. Okay? Don't bite me though.
Food hand berries.
What?
Food hand berries.
Okay.
Food hand berries.
Speaking of food hand, when food hand makes their way down, can we tell that they've had like an existential crisis in the last 8 hours?
Under his eyes, he's tied up his hair. Hi everyone.
Yo.
Can we tell? Yes. No.
Do you want to roll deception, or are we all rolling insight?
I will roll deception.
I mean, are you trying to not look like you had a bad time?
Oh, he's definitely trying to smile.
Okay.
Trying to smile.
He's trying.
That sounds like a deception check to me.
14.
I have an 11 if we're using passives.
It would be passive perception.
Passive insight, right?
Yeah, sorry, passive insight.
Yeah, beat a 17. Something is wrong. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Finn jacked up with Finn.
All of a sudden, there's like Finn knows something's wrong with Esperis. Esperis knows something wrong with Finn, and we're all like
not talking about it.
Their tension is so high right now. Did they?
What are we eating? Yeah.
Cool. Snonk will bite you if he feels lonely.
Snonk doesn't bite.
And Snoke
I'm
doesn't feel
just letting
lonely
you know,
either.
Okay?
Yeah,
Like,
Snoke never feels lonely.
I just wanted to let you know, if he bites you, he feels lonely. And he will cast Goodberry and give 5 of them to Finn and be like, he wants you to feed him good berries too.
Oh, okay. Here, Snog. Don't bite. Ow.
And then he'll give him the other 5 as well to Finn, and he'll be like, maybe more sparingly. He's getting fat, and he will keep eating himself.
Here, you can have a fig if you want, Snog, and some crepes, and some toast, and some bananas.
Snog is just going to town.
Okay.
All Finn can think of when he sees everybody, he just looks at Samson. Samson was exiled from his home for you. He's just like, looks, ugh.
I'm just like pretending to eat because like eating is not his thing, but he's trying to be nice. So,
what time are we going?
As soon as possible, essentially. They want it at earliest. Well, at dawn's rise.
Okay.
Those units are done to breakfast.
But how does this work?
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
And can we be with him? We can be with him, right?
I will. I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
I mean, yeah, I think we certainly gotta be there. Gotta take care of a boy, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta be there too, Ludin. You can't just stand outside the whole time.
If it makes you more comfortable, and I don't
It's
know
cool.
if it will.
It's fine. I will just go in. We'll do the thing. We'll leave. I'm good now, guys.
No, but I want you to know the majority of people who visit the temple are not children of Remblace. It's a public facility. So the attendants generally are religious, but most...
Esperis, I'm good. I just needed some time, you know. Me and Prey had a lovely night last night. We're
I
good.
ate so many donuts.
When you were like in the prayer room, Esperis, did you just like, I don't know, just pray or something? Like, did you hear any weird signs or anything?
Well, I did pray in the prayer room, if that's the question.
Right. But only the mayor can speak to Remblace, right? And he speaks back.
So we're gonna leave, or
Finnalai, can I speak to you privately before we head out? We'll join everyone in just a moment. If you want, we'll meet you at the bar box.
oh my god, it's more conversation.
We will get your orders. At this point, I walk in and say the usual.
Ludin picks up Snonk and just walks out with him in a huff. Like all these conversations and Barbucks every single time.
What does Cassius like to eat?
Cassius,
He'll go with us.
Does he drink it, Cassius?
Cassius will have a bear claw.
A bear claw.
Let me go get some special water or whatever, Snonk. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Esperis is going to hug Finn. She's not really going to say anything. She's just going to hold him.
He will like tentatively like reciprocate. Is everything okay, Esperis?
Yes, you looked like you had a bad night. Maybe just poor sleep. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Okay. Are you feeling better after yesterday too? Because I know you were trying to hide something, but I didn't say anything. I figure you didn't want to share, and I learned my lesson last time.
No, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. I you know, just
God stuff.
God stuff. Yeah. Do you ever feel like you don't know what Lavie wants from you?
I mean, sometimes he's pretty open with me normally.
But that's true.
But sometimes, I mean, it's hard.
I want to apologize for I feel like I am very rude to you very often, and I do care for you a lot, and I like you a great deal. And
No, you're not rude to me.
I am. Yes, the other day I told you that if you played a prank, then I would make you sleep outside. That is not polite, so. But I appreciate you trying to be kind.
Tell you what, I don't think you were rude to me, but if it makes you feel better, you could help me do a prank later tonight. Just a harmless one.
Okay, but this is done in DS and Polai because.
Do you want it to be?
No, I don't, because they have very.
Okay, Esprit, just between us, Arete's not around. I see the way they look at you. And you do too. I know that look. They're looking down on you. We could just play around a little bit.
They have very reasonable. They have their reasons not to like me, and it is okay. So I don't want to.
And we have our reasons to just play something harmless.
I like that you are smiling. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me feel way better. This is going to be so fun.
Luden really doesn't like waiting, so we should go. But
okay, let's go.
I'm going to hug him again because I'm like this close to falling apart at any moment, but then...
I like your hugs. Let's go.
Oh my god. Snog is almost finished with my special water, guys. Like, where are they?
They smell a little bit like Esperise because I was hugged by her.
Did you say that out loud?
No, I didn't say that out loud.
It's like, okay.
No, you don't say that out loud. It's just a note for those of you.
So, you make your way back to Dawn's Respite. And you enter. Switch some stuff over here.
How does Cassius look as we go in?
Cassius looks nervous. He's been quiet and he looks nervous.
Prairie will like kind of come up beside him, like kind of pull on his sleeve a little, like, hey.
Hey. He just kind of looks at you. What do I...
She's like, yeah, she's like calling back to their earlier conversation where he asked her what she liked as like a who she was kind of thing, and she answered friends, family, and food.
I like all of you.
Well, we like you too. And that won't change.
He just kind of smiles at you all.
You want a good berry?
Yeah, why not? He'll take it.
Yeah, Luden will give 2 to him and 1 to everybody else. Just pop it in.
Is there anything we can do for you before we head in?
I don't think so. I think I'm ready as I'll ever be. But you'll all be there with me, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. You all approach large 10-foot high double doors. They are hand-carved and depict the changing seasons. On the left half, you see winter, barren branches that move upward like a skeletal figure, and spring, with fresh blooming blossoms that bloom outward from the door. And you see varying colors of petals that have fallen to the ground at the base of the door. The right, of course, is summer, with lush green branches that are full and flourish. And fall, with the leaves changing colors to oranges and rusts. And the leaves fall and pile gently by the frame of the right side of the door. The wood itself is a special bred wood between 4 different types of trees. It transitions from ambrosia maple to bloodwood to birch to wenge. Alias steps up. The mayor will see you now. He places a hand on Cassius's shoulder and just kind of smiles at him and says, "We are fortunate that our paths have brought us together." And the doors open and the cherry blossoms from the spring side trickles down like snow. And you all walk along long hallway down to a large chamber. The walls are beautifully carved, and the ceiling of the chamber leads all the way up to the open sky above. The scenes of winter, spring, and fall, and summer just continue around the chamber in the center of this room. You see a patch of lush green grass and a moderately sized red currant thicket in the center of the room. And you watch as the thicket blooms a cluster of beautiful red flowers, and the flowers give way to clusters of red currant berries, and the berries shrivel and waste away in the leaves gray, falling to the grass below until the thicket is nothing but a dead, blackened bramble. And the cycle repeats as the branches are flooded with color once more. Over and over, a never-ending cycle. You watch as a tall figure glides across the chamber's meadow, shoulders back, graceful and tall, middle-aged but beautiful. Her skin is patched. Part of her face is crimson red and one glowing eye like an ember. On the left side gradiates into ocean blues, and her left eye is green like seaweed. One of her arms is cracked, rough, like dried, muddied soil. The other arm smooth and pale. Her hair is long and flowing white. Ludin and Samson, as you look at her, you notice she embodies the appearance of earth, water, air, and fire genasi. All at once. She wears holy vestments similar to Esperis, crossed at the bodice and flowing down in a rich peach color. On her head, a wreath of red currants. And she just kind of bows her head to you gracefully and says, "Welcome. We are fortunate our paths have been brought together. Welcome home, child of Remblace." And she nods her head in your direction, Esperis.
Thank you.
She looks over as Cassius steps forward. She just kind of tilts her head and walks around him. And she says, "Do you cling to the past, Cassius? For though your memories are gone, you may choose to start anew, this new life, now that you live. The choice is yours. These memories, they were not willingly given, they were taken against your will, stripped from your mind. I can restore what was taken, but no, this new life can be a gift if you choose it." He looks at her, and he says, "I don't even know who I am, really. Only through stories. I do want my memories back. She kind of looks at him and back at you all, and she says, "So be it. Are you prepared to face what you have lost?" Cassius kind of takes a deep breath, and he looks at you, Finn, and he kind of squeezes your hand for a moment. And you feel that welling of a little bit of fear and anxiety as he takes your hand for a moment, Finn. And you hear him whisper, Finn, "May she guide me." And Cassius looks at Lemaire. "Yes, I am prepared." You all watch as she glides over to the currant bush. She plucks flowers first, then berries, then some lush green leaves, and lastly breaks a small piece of dead bark from the thicket. Turning, she gracefully walks over to a small table near the candle-graced walls. You see a series of beautiful water goblets atop this table, and she picks up a mortar and pestle and begins to crush all four together. She throws her hands to the sides, and you watch as air swirls around her. Her right eye glows brighter, and the mortar ignites into flames, and smoke forms throughout the space, and it dies down until nothing but dark ash is left. She rolls her head around with her eyes closed and breathes in the smoke deeply. Like a separate entity, it fills her lungs. She kneels down with the bowl as tears begin to stream down her face, and her eyes glow brightly as the tears drip gently into the ashes of the bowl, and the colors change from black to violet and green as they absorb. She raises both hands, and the water rises from the water goblets, and they begin to bubble and steam as the organic river of water swirls around her. And she releases her grasp on the mortar, and it just floats before her. And you watch as the water rises and falls like the ocean tide, and then comes together in the small sphere in front of her. And the steam rises as she lowers the sphere into the bowl. She pours the mixture into a humble goblet and walks over to Cassius. "What you have lost, may you gain once more. You were blind, but now will see. My only hope is your past is your past. Your future is your future. Drink and be restored." And she passes the goblet to Cassius. And he just takes it for a moment, just kind of stands there nervously. And Lemaire moves her fingers, continuing to cast the spell, smoke trailing from her fingertips as Cassius holds the goblet. And he will begin to drink. And you all watch as his eyes begin to glow as he drinks. I said a lot, so I'll allow you to react if you so wish.
Finn is just standing there, stiff, intensely staring at Cassius as he does this. Just like,
Ludin's he's bouncing off of like one foot or the other. And he remembers, like, honestly, it takes him all the way back to like this moment happened in terms of this was the first mission, like the real first mission that he had with them in terms of let's go get Cassius, let's get the memories back. And this is bringing him all the way back to that. Like, we are finally finishing that first mission. And he's just taking all that in and just all of the things that he's learned with these people. And for a little bit of time, like, he's not even thinking about where he is. He's just thinking about, holy crap, and trying to soak in how important this moment is.
Yeah, Prairie is absolutely holding her breath as she's just like holding on to one of Mountain's little hands, watching all this happen.
I think Samson, he's like, I feel something bad's about to happen. So I think Samson's like got like hair standing up kind of situation, and instinctually, like, being in very tense situations, I think he's moving, like walking, like trying to get like almost flanking stuff. I think he's moving in a position where he can be defensive if he needs to be. Just like absentmindedly watching Cassius, watching the mayor, watching Finn, watching everybody.
Esperis is standing beside Ludin with her hand on his arm, just kind of stabilizing. He seems like he's doing okay. And overthinking. So, I'm not supposed to stop the 7, but it's obviously God told the mayor to get Cassius' memories back, so that is supposed to happen. But the other thing isn't supposed to happen, but this is. And just overthinking and just gently trying to offer comfort to Ludin in this time, just staring blankly at what's happening.
He finishes his drink, and like he just kind of holds his head for a moment as he kind of tries to steady himself. And like there's a clarity, and you see his eyes glow a little bit brighter, and that one eye that is kind of split just kind of glows brighter for a moment as well. And he puts the drink down and just kind of looks at you all. He doesn't say anything.
Did it work?
Cassius?
Yes, Finnalai.
Well, I mean, do you feel different?
He is smiling, and he just kind of looks at you all. I remember.
And we'll rush forward and wrap him in a hug, a tight hug.
Ludin's jumping up and down, screaming,
He will kind of just hug him back for a moment, and just kind of look at you all.
Prairie still's not breathing. She's waiting to see what that means.
He takes a deep breath, smiling and just kind of looking at you all, and he looks at the walls, and he just places his hand on the walls of this naturally formed space, and just kind of moves his fingertips over the earth. And he looks up towards the sky. And he just takes a moment to like kind of like soak this all in. Let me, Finnalai, with your passive insight, something feels off.
Like his magic feels off?
Something feels off.
So, how do you feel, Cassius? Do you feel relief?
I do feel relief. A new day has dawned.
Yes.
Hmm.
Do you remember Cyprian? Does that ring a bell?
Who?
Right. How about the rest of the Celestis set? Do you remember them?
Oh, of course I remember them. I remember all of them.
Do you know anything about the 7?
No.
I don't.
Sorry, unfortunately, I do not.
Okay. It's okay. You got your memories back. It's okay. We're...
Oh, of course. This is a lot. Should we? Do you need to sit down, or maybe have a meal, or?
Yeah. What's your favorite food, Cassius? You can remember that stuff now, right?
Harry is watching very closely, like inside checking all of this. Just like...
He looks at you all and he goes, I'm rather fond of chicken.
Chicken. All right. Well, we got gold. There's a whole city up there. Let's go get some chicken.
Yeah, let's get you all the chicken you want. You've been through a lot.
Oh, and then we rest.
And then we rest.
Sure. Why not?
All right. I'd buy, but I think Samson has all the money.
We should go to the best restaurant in town. Esperis, do you know that place?
Yes, let me bring it up, because no, I don't know. Esperis will give the name of a very nice restaurant.
There is a tea house. There is a. You guys can go to the tea house won't have chicken. Yeah, you can go to there's some street carts and there's probably a restaurant in the Rose District that's very nice, but they don't serve chicken. They serve quail or something.
It's a bird.
Cassius is kind of I don't need anything fancy, I assure you.
Okay.
Cassius, our dear the mayor of Remblaise has done this for you. We I know you don't know her name, but we wanted to introduce you so you can properly thank her for helping you and being great.
The of Remblaise. That's right. Thank you so much. You have done me a great kindness. And Lemaire just kind of looks at Cassius and she goes, It was not I, but the will of Remblaise, the power that he provides through me, that I was able to bring this to you. And he just kind of looks at her and says, Of course.
Hey, now that Deanna has put together two thoughts, can I do an insight check on how the guy who worshipped Vera in life feels about being in a new god's temple? Is he super chill about this?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, settle down. My boy Cassius is just doing it. He got his memories back. He just wants some chicken.
He's off.
Let's get him some chicken. It'll be great when we get him the food. It'll be all good.
He's off because he's hungry, is what you're saying, Christian?
He hasn't had his favorite food in Hodges.
He just ate.
He
just ate.
He just wants some fried chicken, y'all. We gonna get it to him too. It's gonna be good.
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, and you know what else just started off with wanting some fried chicken? Squid Game, and we see how that went.
Oh my god.
I might just be stressing over nothing. I just want to check in on
The audience saw that roll. You think he seems fine to you?
No.
All right. I'm going to try not to metagame based on that whole response, Lauren.
Yeah, he seems fine. He seems like his eyes have been opened. Like he's seeing the world in a whole new lens now.
Does everybody else look uneasy? From Ludin's perspective, I mean, obviously everybody's like, but how does everyone look?
The only one who might feel uneasy is Finn, because
Okay,
Finn
cool.
has a high enough passive insight.
And he is looking up at Cassius's face like quite frequently, and he is sticking by him and pretty much holding his hand. He's not straying far from Cassius's side.
Cool. That's nothing out
I
of the
feel
ordinary.
uneasy.
But he's happy. He looks happy for him.
Cool. I was just wondering because I was like, I don't know if like everybody was like, oh, I don't know, Cassius. If we don't, I don't know. But nah, if everybody's looking cool, yeah, Ludin's leading the charge to the chicken, wherever it may be.
All right.
Prairie's looking
there's
very
a
lot of chicken
intensely,
street.
but that's just her face.
I am not cool, but I'm like
That's Samson.
relaxed. Not relaxed, but like I think Samson is just on edge.
Okay.
Cassius has not given enough information yet. He's not
Reese is
saying
nervous.
anything.
Reese has been nervous since we got to the temple today, though, so it doesn't seem specific.
Okay,
So
well,
they go have
everybody-
chicken.
have
They
chicken,
follow
yeah.
Ludin to the chicken.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
On
plenty
point.
of street food if that is what you're looking for, or there is finer establishments that serve different kinds of poultry. So
Esperis, I think I got this. Samson, all I need is 2 gold. We'll have all the chicken we can eat.
I give him 10 gold. For no reason.
I go to the first street corner and give him like, my man, have I got a deal for you?
You you give the dealer 2 gold pieces, and he hands you over the bucket.
The whole cart.
The bucket.
He follows us around.
Follows us around.
That's the goal. He's gonna be following us around. We're gonna. enjoy
You
the city
have
tonight.
an evening or a day. This is an afternoon. You guys spend the day together.
Let's find somewhere to sit and talk.
Yeah, let's find somewhere to sit.
Starbucks, maybe.
So, Cassius, we've
and not
spent so much time telling you stories. Why don't you tell us a quick one?
Yeah, what do you remember?
Oh, just my adventuring days and such. Most of the stories you already know, but I grew up in the Cambria, and of course my parents were glass blowers, and it's rather boring actually. I'm quite tired though.
Oh.
Having my memories restored was exhilarating, I give you that, but
Of course.
it was exhausting.
So what's Vera like?
Finn shoots Ludin like a...
What? So do you want to return to Eretes, or I don't know, maybe your tastes have returned to you. Would you rather stay somewhere else? We can arrange anything.
I am rather tired. I would like to return to Aretes.
Right, of course, yes.
But before we do that, could I maybe speak with you privately? I wanted to show you something, once you got your memories back.
Of course, Finn, of course.
There's something I think you'd like to see.
Should we speak at Aretes, or...?
Well, I kind of wanted to show you, the show we saw the other day. I think you'd enjoy it. It's really quick.
Alright. He gets up. And where are you taking him?
Okay, so do you remember the show with the new Pantheon and the old gods that we saw on, that stage area?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll kind of go down the streets. He'll start leading him down the streets and towards that area.
Hunter's mark on Finn.
Does Finn just walk off with Cassius?
Again, Hunter's mark
He
on
says,
Finn.
"Can I please speak privately with Cassius?"
Okay, the second Finn's out of earshot, I look at everyone else, say, "What? Everyone be quiet. Get within 60 feet of all of them. Let's go." And I stand up and I stealth. I turn into no. I cast invisibility on both Esperis and Prioria. I turn into a bird and we follow them.
Yeah, Hunter's mark on Finn.
I did not ask. And I'm moving.
Screw that.
I'm gonna be within 60 to 90 feet of them. Not so I can overhear, but I'm gonna be close.
I'm 30 feet, just trying to blend in with the crowd, but Hunter's mark is on Finn to be able to track him down if I lose sight of him.
I mean, I guess I'm stealthing invisibly around.
Can Esperis and Priori still like see each other since they're both invisible? Like,
we'll hold hands.
Well, Esperis can see you.
I can
see you. So you just see some very soft hands. Just take.
We leveled up.
Guys, oh my god!
I can get all three of them.
He's gonna kill you.
Apparently, Jesus.
All three of them are invisible.
Here we go. His voice is changed, and he keeps smiling. Okay, no, Finn. He keeps smiling like. That means he's gonna kill you. That's what that means.
Smiling like that, Samson.
We leveled up. I made Esperis. I made Praeria. I made Ludin invisible for an hour. I turned into a bird and I'm following.
I love the idea of like all of us being invisible and Samson just going break. Samson turning into a bird. All of us being.
Oh my god!
Esperis flies off this way and me and Praeria go into the crowd and start following.
Finn turns around. All of his friends are gone.
Oh yeah, I'll also fly. I forgot I could fly. I'll be on the roof. Invisible. Sorry, Finn.
I'm gonna cast.
They're so weird, Cassius.
Really quickly.
No, we waited until you left.
We waited till you were gone. You round the corner.
Speak with animals real quick, and as Finn was leaving, Cassie's like, Snog, we have to go. Go back to Aretta's house. I will give you all of the good berries that I have left in my spell slots, but you have to make it back to the house. We'll be right back. I promise.
What? What a rat!
I'll just
sit.
Just gonna
stay.
Just stay right. No, that's a bad idea too.
Snog gonna go find food. All right, Berry Man, and you just want to see Snog walk off into the crowd.
Snog's Luda's gonna pick Snog up.
You pick Snog up, and he's like,
and y'all can see a flying pig now, and he's just gonna be running through the crowd with a flying pig. That's just what's gonna be happening.
Okay.
We're not losing stuff.
There's a flying pig, and people
that
are
draws
just
no attention whatsoever.
That draws lots of attention.
Well, that's happening now.
Snog will be fine.
At least we'll part the crowd.
We'll find him. Don't worry.
Not about to lose Snog.
We'll not be the only ones.
All right, Finn.
You have a rapt audience. Do it, Finn.
Apparently I do.
Well,
okay.
Everyone make a stealth check.
With that Spanish.
With advantage.
Do you want to cast fast without a trait? Oh no, you can't do that and still be invisible. Never mind.
I'm just gonna do a regular stealth check because I'm invisible. With a giant pig. That's cool though. I got a 28.
29.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Esperis.
I got a 9, but I'm on the roof and I'm invisible.
He hears the flutterings of your wings.
I'm on the roof.
You are on the roof and a tile falls from the roof.
What do I roll as a bird?
I don't know. What did you roll as a bird?
Do I roll advantage or not?
Not unless it's
I think you do roll with advantage because you get advantage on perception checks. No. This is stealth. Sorry, this is stealth. Well, it's 19, so.
I rolled a 26.
Yeah.
So wherever your that feathery ass looks like.
Wherever that tile falls, I land. Just so it looks like I knocked it off. Then I flutter away quickly.
You do notice a tile fall from the roof and break, Finn, as you're walking along.
Huh. I thought the architecture was a little more stable around here, but I guess not. Anyway, he'll take Cassius's hand and swing it between them, kind of just like, I know you're tired, but I kind of just wanted to show you this show that we saw the other day. You weren't with us, and I thought it was really cool, you know?
Yes, of course.
So he's kind of like eyeing Cassius on the side because he felt that offness about him, and so he's trying to kind of figure out what it could be. But I'm going to assume he does not. He has his suspicions. Okay, he's gonna keep walking forward, and finally, when they get to that area, does it look like the show is about to start? Maybe.
Do you want it to start? Are you trying to prove a point?
Does their magical hand-holding belie any homicidal tendencies? Like, does he feel I'm gonna kill you through their hand-holding?
He didn't turn it off now, y'all. He got his memories
Feel
back.
confidence. You feel assuredness. And determination.
Okay. Hey, there's some seats right here. Let me go get us some drinks, and I'll be right back, okay?
What does Cassius feel when you touch him as well? When you touch his hand?
He is going to feel a mixture of kind of like interest, like this very slow creeping bit, like glances of suspicion, but also a little bit of nervousness and happiness as well. Or determination would be the right word for that.
Okay.
Do you want to sit? Maybe I can get us some drinks.
Yes, of course. I'll wait here. What is this show about?
Oh, it's about gods, right? So I figured since you just got your memories back about your god, maybe you'd want to watch one about, well, just the history of it.
Interesting. Curious how history portrays it.
Exactly, right? I mean, the way where I'm from portrays it a lot differently than how they do here. I think you're going to find it really interesting.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Ludin's going to follow Finn and not stay with Cassius. He's going to follow Finn and see what Finn's doing.
I'm going to make sure Cassius doesn't run.
Book it down the alley. Okay, so Finn is going to find a drink vendor, maybe nearby. He is going to order 2 drinks.
Okay.
And he's going to stand with his back to Cassius for a moment, just... And he is going to slip out of his pocket the comedy gold and pour it into one of the drinks.
You'll make a sleight of hand check.
So my audience doesn't say.
What?
Okay, 8.
8. Those of you, I think everyone in your audience sees that their passive perceptions are pretty, are not that low. So they do see you do that. Thank you, Party of 2 RPG for the raid, by the way.
Woo!
All of a sudden, a flying pig is going to come over to and land near you, Finn. And Luda's just going to be like, hey, what the heck?
Hi, Ludin.
Yeah.
What's up?
Really? Okay, cut the crap. What's going on?
What do you mean, what's going on?
Jesus Christ, I saw you, okay? Talk. What's wrong?
I just wanted to watch a show with Cassius. Oh, you mean...
Yeah.
The empty flask. The empty little vial. I just wanted to play a prank on him.
Okay, look, if you're lying, which we both know you are, you don't need to. What? Look.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying, Ludin. It's...
A prank?
Yes.
It's a pretty serious prank on someone that just got their memories back then.
I do those all the time, Ludin, if you weren't aware.
It's a dangerous prank, too.
Why? It's not dangerous. We literally got it from a prank shop.
Really? Okay.
Why did you follow me?
Whatever.
Why did you follow me?
Really? Because the last time one of our members just leaves, especially with Cassius, they got taken. Okay? That's why I followed you, Finn. Jesus Christ. I don't want our members being taken again.
Shh. Stop shouting. It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you're right. It's fine. Here, do whatever the frick you want. I'm done. Here, take Snout, by the way. You left him. Lude's gonna walk off. Screw you, Finn.
Snunk, can you go stand over there? Here. And he's gonna take the berries and throw them that Luden gave him that morning. Oh, Lauren, you're muted.
How long has that been? I've said a couple things. Oh, God.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
saw you very boisterous earlier, but I didn't know what it was.
I don't remember what I said. Read my lips, someone. Snonk did say something. I don't... He's like, Snonk, eat food now. Okay.
So after seeing Luden pop up, Finn's kind of gonna glance around the the area and be like, "The fuck else is here?" And seeing no one, is Luden gone? Did he leave?
Luden's invisible. Luden, what?
Luden walked back over to where he was before. I mean, like, he's pissed. He's still watching.
All right. So he'll clutch the glasses in his hands.
Okay.
And just mutter something under his breath, which is... He will mutter, I'm running out of time. I can still do this. I trust you. I believe in you. I can do this. And he's gonna try and use divine intervention to... I don't think that's usually how that works. Damage? I don't want to do damage. I just want to kind of... Okay, let's see. I think it's a percentage dice.
7.
So do you know how this works, Lauren?
I don't. I'm trying to read it as it happens.
Wait, Lauren, did you just roll a 7?
Yes, I did.
So
You rolled a
God
7?
directly intervenes to help.
So
Finn.
what? What he is doing in this moment is he is just calling on Lavie to help him guide his magic and do what he needs to do. So, Lauren, the way this works, at least by the spell, is that if I get under a 10%, which I rolled a 7.
Oh shit.
I didn't think it was gonna work. So
Holy shit.
Damn. Okay.
Imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action, and so it says the effect any cleric spell or cleric domain would be appropriate. So I will take that success. Finn will take a deep breath, walk back over to Cassius, offer him the drink, and take his hand. He's going to lean his shoulder against Cassius's. He's going to stare forward because he's kind of... He kind of has an inkling people might be around now that Luden's made his presence known. And he's going to take his magic and creep it up from his hand to Cassius's, up his arm, up through his shoulders, up his neck, and slip into his head, into his mind. And he is going to open the door to access those fresh memories he just got from the temple. And he believes in Lavie because he feels Lavie here with them and inside of him and in his magic.
So does this spell automatically succeed with your divine intervention? Is that how that works?
So
that's up to you, but
like divine intervention is one of those, like, your deity intervenes on your behalf to help you for a specific task, whatever that may be.
Yes.
You do have to declare what that is.
So basically, yes, what Finn is doing is
okay,
calling on Lavie to help him access these memories.
All right.
If a
Finn.
god is capable of it, then divine intervention can do it.
Finn, as you cast this spell, you reach into Cassius's mind. You see him through his eyes. Young in heavy armor, he kneels by a babbling brook. And at the base of a mountain, very large mountain, his reflection staring back at you, sword out before him, and he whispers beneath the oak trees, the echo of his oath ringing out in the quiet of the trees. The scene darkens, and you see him traveling along with 6 others. You feel someone ruffle your hair and watch as Cyprian steals his water canteen. You chase him as 2 others laugh from behind. You stand in a meadow with fireflies. They dance around you in the moonlight. Looking up into the eyes of a beautiful woman. Her ears are long, like Esperice's. Her skin is luminescent. Across her collarbone, her skin it looks tattooed, but fractured like stained glass and aglow like a lantern. The tattoo looks almost translucent, and she looks up at you with gold eyes, brushing her fingertips against your cheek as she smiles, leaning in to kiss you. You look around once more as the scene changes and fragments of broken stone are seeping into the earth. Dark green necrotic energy cracks through as the earth splits all around. And you feel the energy flow from the stones into your body as 8 individuals rush forward. You see Lavie and watch as he begins to cast a spell, and you strike outward with your sword, and green necrotic static cracks like lightning as he lunges backward. The sword grazes the side of his face, burning the skin like acid. And you remember the scar on Lavie's face. The scene shifts again, and you kneel before 7 stones. Taking your blade, you cut your hand, the blood dripping over each stone as they begin to glow with green energy. You hear a shift behind you, and you see Cyprian, turning his face like stone as he stares back at you, and he takes a few steps forward, and you feel a sharp pain in your chest, and you look down to see blood pooling and soaking through your armor as a spear is wrenched back out, and you fall to your knees. You look up weakly at your assailant and watch as a woman in shining golden plate and eyes like the sun steps out next to a dwarven warlord. You look back ahead as your vision begins to blur as Cyprian yells, "No! You swore to me! You swore you'd leave him with his life! We made a deal!" And the woman in shining armor looks back, taking a step around her prey. "I swore to no one. Do not mistake the words of Bouclier for my own. My will is not the will of the other masters, for I have seen what lies ahead, and his life cannot be spared. His oath is to Vera. He is her champion. He will never stop to carry out her will. We saved you. We have saved you all, and it is done." Cyprian lashes out, "Liars! You have the power. Change the future. Change it. Change it yourself so the future you speak of does not come to pass. You have the power to do so. Make it so." Savion looks down at Cyprian, her eyes burning like flames of the brightest stars. She looks down at him with pity in her eyes. I already have. You begin to lose consciousness as the woman and the dwarf disappear before your eyes. And you are blanketed in darkness as the blood loss invites the chill. You hear Cyprian weep and scream in anger, and he rushes up next to you and takes your hand in his. There's a fumbling in his bag, and a cork is popped, and liquid is frantically poured into your mouth. You begin to feel your limbs stiffen, starting at your toes. Another clanking of glasses, you feel Cyprian ruffle through your own satchel, and he stops, and you hear him weep and whisper under his breath over and over and over. Drop, drop, drop. A subtle glow from a glass vial, and he continues to whisper frantically, and the vial glows brighter. The last you see is the blood dripping down Cyprian's eyes, illuminated by the glow of the weeping vial, as the stone consumes your body. As you begin to cast this spell, you force your way into Cassius's mind, seeing everything that you saw. You feel so close. You're almost there. You see the memories that need to be cut and sewn anew. You just need a few more moments. The further you push, the harder it is to push forward, and gravity pulls back at you. But you break through. And you feel a strong hand on your shoulder, and a friendly voice whisper in your ear. I'm so proud of you, Finnalai. You were right. You've always been right. And I believed in you from the beginning. You are the star and have illuminated the path ahead. I am so proud of you. And you feel a warm embrace and a surge of energy as the snake tattoo moves up your arm, shifts into a star on your forehead, and your eyes glow for a moment. Finnalai, you have gained more piety with your deity, and may add the actor feat to your character sheet. And you also succeed at casting the spell. What spell did you cast, Finnalai?
Modify memory.
And what memories do you modify?
I erase every sign of Vera in Cassius's memory and replace them with Lavie. I steal Vera's champion, and I give him to Lavie.
Like a skilled seamstress, you cut and weave back memories, shaping and molding, changing.
He's so sure of it too. Now that he knows Lavie is there, it's like he feels Lavie's hands like guiding them. Oh, it's so fragile though. He is nervous because they are fragile memories.
The rest of you, here in your mind, well done.
What's it sound like? Whose voice?
Sounds like Lavie's voice if you've heard it before.
And if we haven't, we've just got a weird voice going on, and we're just like,
oh, I've heard this voice before.
all right.
Cool.
And good luck. You do all see this star form on Finnalai's head, and his eyes glow for a moment. As Cassius just... Did I miss the show?
Yeah, turns out you were really tired after all. But yeah, it's okay. They do it every day.
Maybe I'll go watch it tomorrow. I am really tired.
Everything's gonna be okay, Cassius. And he draws him in, he hugs him tight. Does he feel off anymore?
No.
May he guide you.
May he guide us. And that is where we're gonna end.
Play of the motherfucking game! Play of the motherfucking game, bro!
Here we go.
Oh my god!
The arc has begun where Finn becomes.
No. Finn's in the clear here. That was the right and correct.
No.
We'll talk about this in the after show.
Yes, we
right?
will.
I believed in Finn this entire time. The whole time.
How is everyone feeling?
Oh my god. Finn is a shining star. Finn is the play of the game.
I've been so scared this whole time that it wouldn't work. I'm like, oh my god, please let me through it.
So Danny did
Quite
tell
literally
me.
a 9% chance it would work.
Danny asked me about this beforehand because like Danny was like, okay, so if we change Cassius's memories, will modify memory work on that? Like, does it work on long term, or like how would you rule that? And I thought about it, and I was like, I think it would work.
Like technically, since he just got his memories
them back. You would be able to modify them. It's going to be really hard to do so, though. And then they rolled a 7 on the divine intervention table. I was like, I've been really nervous about this roll all night. Because I knew it was coming, and I was like, oh my god, if Finn gets this, holy shit.
Well, with Lavie, anything is possible. You've seen it here.
Woo!
Finn walking like Monsignor from Midnight Mass. Like, I'm here.
All right, let me thank our new followers for the evening. Let me see here. Thank you, Nerd Alerty, for the follow. Thank you, Swartsoul, for the follow. Thank you, the new Kyle, for the follow. Thank you, Nala New York Joy, I think, for the follow. Thank you, GBM123 for the 1213 for the follow. Thank you, Haloidy, for the resub. Thank you, McBluff, for the resub. And GamePlayer 3009 for the resub. And Dire Bear GM for the raid. Brother B for the resub. Todd Moonbounce for the follow. And Party of 2 RPG for the raid. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening as we return back to our Fate Sand campaign. Deanna's losing it over there. Deanna's just lost her mind. If you enjoyed our show this evening, we have other shows on our channel. On Tuesdays, we have our Breach Battle show, which is our Malifaux 3E tournament. Malifaux 3E is actually a war game, and our first live game starts tomorrow. I believe it's between Zach, who plays the Bayou, and Brandon, who is playing the Arcanist. So it's our very first live stream of Breach Battles. We've typically been doing the pre-recorded sessions for the seeding purposes, and now we are going to play Breach Battles live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can join us Tuesday for that. And then no Iron Valor yet, but Witchlight is coming, everyone. And our lovely Deanna is going to be DMing that. So it is going to be coming soon, but it's not this week. But we will let you know as soon as possible when Light Beyond the Witchlight? Am I saying that right?
Wild Beyond the
Wild Beyond the Witchlight. When that is coming, which I'm super excited about watching, and I'm super excited about watching Deanna run a campaign too. So it's gonna be super.
I'm
exciting.
terrified, but very excited.
But yes,
Danny's in it as well, so you can watch Danny get to play at the game.
Danny's in it.
Danny's in it. Raina's in it. It's gonna be great.
Yes, so we're all super excited to see them in that. And that is going to be on Wednesdays on our Iron Valor show, but not this week. And then, of course, no short rest this Friday as well. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the ride this evening. We're going to go do our after show and talk about the craziness that just ensued. And
we'll be lit.
And then Daniel is going to find us someone to raid, so make sure to stay with us. We're going to raid and just continue to spread the love in the tabletop RPG community. But other than that, we will see you all next Monday for more Fate's End. Bye, guys!